אוזניות הינדי.
אומייגד, יא פאקינג!
תראה, אני אוכל תסביך!
חטפת מישהו?
לא חטף יותר.
סתם אמרתי מי הבן אדם החיסוס שאני מכיר בטיקטוק, אמרתי אדיר אלעד, אני מתקשר אליו. בסיטי, הבן של מלך, הוא אומר, הוא בן של מלך.
אין סטטגיה, אתה בטוח? אין סבבה שלא יהיה.
בבקשה אוטו מסריח! איזה אוטו גרוע זה! אליס שוואפס, תראה להם שאתה לא רק משקה. לא יודע, צצה, יוש! נוס! מה שלכם? השחורים, הם רק יודעים לרוץ.
אוי, לוקו, מה לוקו, צא מהידיים ורמות אח שלי.
למה אתה מרעיש? למה שתרעיש?
מי בא לי ברמלה, יא טמבלים?
איזה נכון!
למה זרקת מולוטוב?
אלי! לא זרקתי מולוטוב!
נו, סופר סייע! כן! כן! בוא לרונן! מה, אתה חושב שאתה גבר? אתה חושב שאתה גבר? בוא, בן זונה! אחי, זה כל המשחק עליי! נשמע שזה לא כיף! זה לא כיף! איך אפשר לשחק? להתחיל לשחק?
כן, ישראל עולים! כל הקרב!
יצא לי אוקס, נודר! נשבר לי אוקס! נשבע יצא לי את אסבר! אסבר, איך אתה לא בכלא?
פתאום את מסתובבת, איזה כיף! איזה כיף לי סבתא!
אולי זה כל הביטון? ביטון הוא יתעלב?
הוא התעלב פתאום!
לא קרה פה כלום! הוא בסדר! איזה ראש של גרוזיני! אני לא תסביך!
די! אני יכול כבר!
מה אני? זה כן אני! יש! נודר! קופף מתחת! נראיתי, אין מצב, אני מת שאתה מת! יא בן של תמות, מה זה?
איזה קטל היה פה! הם שחקני פורטנט שעושים מבצרים כל היום ועושים תוכן קליק בייט.
תמות, יא מניאק! יא מניאקים!
אני הולך לסגן אותו. אני עושה ממנו מיקלוף עכשיו שהוא נכנס לחדר.
גם מלך!
אלוהים! אני אוהב אותך! לא, אני סומך על חרון.
סומך עליי, אם זה אני. גל, תרצח! אתה, וסה! לך לישון. וסה מספר 2. לך לישון.
יש לך את הזכות לשמור על קלוריות, לחתיכת שמן, כל מה שתאכל, אתה תשלם על זה ביוקר.
אומייגדים, נודר, רגע. הוא לא מת נראה לי. הוא לא מת מזה! צ'אט, הוא לא מת מזה, נודר, אין לי בי! הקופה שלו קיפצה באוויר!
שרקתי אותו.
ימני, מה עשית? הוא נפל לי, אני מת!
אני פתאמי.
הופה. הופה. מה איתכם, צ'אט יקר שלי? איך אתם ביום הסגריר הזה? איי 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 איי. מה נשמע יניב סועמיר, מולטי פייר? מה נשמע פיוז'ן? מה נשמע רועי? מה נשמע... טניק זה לא מצחיק לכתוב דברים כאלה. מה נשמע בוטיניו? וואלה, את האמת שעשיתי סקר אצלי באינסטגרם בוטי, ו-85% רוצים לראות פיפה השנה. מעניין. מה נשמע יניב סועמיר גבר? אתם שומעים את המוזיקת רקע צ'אט? יש תקווה השנה, אני מקווה. הבנתי אבל שיוצא משחק כדורגל חדש, אחי, של 2K, מה איתו? האמת שאני לא ראיתי עדכונים לאחרונה, אתמול כל היום לא הייתי בבית שר, אז הבנתי ש-FBI פרסמו התקדמות בנוגע לזהות של הבן אדם שהתנקש בו. תגביר את המיקרופון. בוא נראה. לפעמים המיקרופון שלי מוזר, אחי. טוב, זה יחסית חזק. זה מזהר לי את הצ'אט, אחי. יש לי יותר מדי שיט, כי אני משדר בכל מיני פלטפורמות. זה נהיה קשה. טוב, בוא נראה. איזה מדינת צ'אט להתחיל איתה, אתם אומרים? רגע, אני אעיף שנייה את הזה. אוי, איזה בעיה. תודה רבה, ישראל.
0.9
ארצות הברית?
פותח סוגריים,
בוא נראה
סופר צ'אט סוגר
מה יש
סוגריים
בארצות הברית. בוא נראה. נתחיל במדינה נורמלית. What's up, man? How are you?
2.07 דולרים. פותח סוגריים מרובעים, סופר צ'אט סוגר סוגריים
I'm from the only democracy in the Middle East from Israel, my friend. Why you laughing?
You funny and shit. You like black people?
If I like black people, I like all people, all ethnicities, man.
You like injera?
If I like injera, are you from Ethiopia?
Yeah, I am, bro. But you like injera?
I tried it like a few times. It was decent.
Ata ben adam ra ata.
Why am I a bad person?
Injera?
Dude, you're lagging. You're lagging a bit. I say it's decent. I mean, it's not that I didn't say I don't like it. I said it's decent.
I got bad internet over here, bro. I got bad internet.
Let me ask you something else.
You are a ben adam ra. You don't like?
What do you think about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, man?
Hey, man, that's none of my business, man. That's between you guys, man. I'm just a coochie. Hashem, hashish, you know, I just, peace of love, man. That's your business, bro. You know
yeah, I
what
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. It's okay if you don't have an opinion.
You saw what happened to Charlie Kirk.
What do you think about it? What do you think about what happened to Charlie?
Hey, man, that's fucked, bro. I'm gonna keep real with you, man. You didn't have to die like that, but you know,
I agree.
Hey, we all gotta go sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But not that way, though. That's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy. Even though he was a Ben Adam Ra, he wasn't a Ben Adam Tov. He said he don't like Kushi people. At the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
did Charlie say that he doesn't like black people? I really doubt it, man. Why was he a Ben Adam Ra?
But do you see what he said about black people, bro?
No, I didn't, but I don't think it fits his character to say bad things about black people.
Exactly, bro. Listen, I promise you, go look at go to shit. It's so fucked up, bro. Like, you can't even have love for him. But me, I show him respect, you know what I'm saying?
But what did he exactly say about the black people?
Bro, he basically said we're stupid, we're dumb. You know what I'm saying? Put it in a nutshell.
Did he say it point blank? Did he say like black people are dumb, or like did it have context?
Let me give you one example. He said this, bro. He said if a pilot is black, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna start second guessing.
If a pilot is black, he's gonna start second guessing. This is what he said.
Yes. That's just one thing. That is one thing. That's fucked up. That's like me saying, oh, it's a bank ran by Jews. Oh, I don't even want to be here. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Well, I need to check if he really said it, because it's pretty crazy if he said that.
Bro, he said it, but if it's true though, how would you feel? As a kushi, for you to be a lavan, how do you feel, my lavan brother?
How do you know these words? How do you know what's a kushi, what's a lavan?
Hey, ata Morocco?
No, I'm from the old Soviet Union.
Oh, you Russian, bro. You got vodka in your nose. I got you, bro.
Yeah. I drink all day.
Bro, I have to tell you though, bro. Hey, man, listen, peace and love here, bro. Mm-hmm. I gotta say, I have a Kushi nose. You have a Lavan nose. Can you agree?
Basically, yes. This is our genes. We have different noses.
Hey, man, I have to tell you, my brother, you gotta be careful when you sneeze, man. You might stab your chest one day.
Okay. Well,
I'm fucking with you, bro. It's okay, man. Kushi knows.
What I was saying is... רגע, שנייה, ניתקתי לו צ'אט. מה זה, נהיה לי משהו, הוא דיבר לי על האף, הסתכלתי, נהיה לי יובש פה באף, אתם רואים את זה? כסמק. אחי, למה זה קורה לי? לא יודע אם זה מסטרס, כסחתק. צ'אט, אתם יכולים לבדוק את זה אם באמת צ'רלי קרק אמר דברים על שחורים ודיבר על אם טייס הוא שחור אז הוא הולך to second guess himself, לא, כבר סגרתי אותו צ'אט. אבל בואו נראה, לא, אני רוצה להתחיל בארצות הברית, הוא אמר את זה, כן? באיזה קונטקסט הוא אמר את זה? זה לא נשמע מתאים לבן אדם כזה, אחי, לומר דברים כאלה. אוקיי, בוא נמשיך.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine?
Yes.
From who?
What?
Free Palestine from who?
Algeria.
From Algeria, but the Algerians are not in Palestine, man. What are you talking about? What are you saying? Oops, רגע.
Yo, Free Palestine. Oh, nice setup.
Oh, Free Palestine? From who?
Yes, from Israel.
Why?
Because they killed 20,000 children in Gaza, displaced 75% of the or actually more than 90% of the population.
Okay.
Gaza holds the largest amount of children amputees in the world. They bombed 92% of homes in Gaza.
It's not accurate. They didn't bomb 92% of the houses in Gaza.
Did. So the UN actually has a website called UN Satellite Imagery, and they reviewed the satellite imagery in Gaza, the before and after, and they saw that 92% of the homes have been bombed. I can pull it up for you if you'd like.
Okay, this is an interesting statistic. I would like to see the statistic that says 92% of the houses.
Sure, no worries.
Were bombed.
I'll pull it up for you.
Okay.
Don't skip me.
No,
okay.
I will not. I like to hear other opinions.
Yeah, while I do that, you can also type in IDF using human shields in Gaza systematically. 90% homes.
No, from what I heard before, the Israeli military is doing like bombing and stuff.
Read this together. It says the UN estimates that approximately 92% of all residential buildings in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed. So that means they have been bombed.
Destruction of vital lifting, hull, search, blah, blah, blah. The UN estimates that approximately 92% of all residential buildings in Gaza, around 436,000 homes, have been damaged or destroyed. Yeah, damaged is different than destroyed, you know.
No. I never said they were destroyed. I said they have been bombed. If you bomb an area, it doesn't mean like it would be destroyed like that. So I said they have been bombed. They have been targeted. They either were damaged or destroyed. I have to use the bathroom. Give me 1 second. But look up the human shields thing I told you.
Yeah, I will. אחי, יכול להיות וואו, כמה וייפים יש לו מאחור, אתם קולטים את זה? ברו מהווה. תסתיר, מה זה משנה? אני מעשן פה וייפ בעצמי, אחי. אתה משדר בשישי, אחי? אני משדר שיש לי זמן.
Alright.
Okay, I have a question for you. You said in the start of the conversation that the Israeli military are killing children, right?
Yeah, they're intentionally targeting children. Those are not my words. Those are actually words from a Jewish doctor that went into Gaza this year and last year. His name is Dr. Mark Perlmutter. He's a Jewish orthopedic cancer surgeon.
טריפל A 11, טריפל A 11, $5.36.
By the way, do you mind that I stream this? I'm streaming right now.
הוא אמר את זה, אבל הוא דבר על הפליאה
Because somebody just donated and he said, wait,
להסתכל על הגזע של אנשים ולא על היכולות שלהם.
Oh, okay, it's about some other dude that was talking about. תודה על התרומה AA. So basically, I want to ask you, how do Israeli kill children intentionally? How do they target them specifically?
So what they do, there's many ways. Usually, the first way they would do is using them as human shields. So if their commander says you have to inspect like this booby trap building, they're like, we don't want to go inside a booby trap building, so they grab a 16-year-old Palestinian boy and they're like, go inside. And when he goes inside, Hamas blows them up because they also dress them up in IDF uniforms.
So you say that the foot soldiers inside Gaza, before they go into a house, they are sending Palestinians. Well, I never heard this report. I would like my chat to check about it. צ'אט מה שהוא אמר זה שאנחנו שולחים ילדים עזתים לבדוק בתים אם הם ממולכדים. I never heard about this.
Your own soldiers were interviewed about it, and the second way they do it is by Hind Rajab. They shot 355 bullets at her. The video of the phone recording is online. Alright, give me one more second.
מה הוא עושה? לא יודע, אחי, ברום מביא לי טענות שלא שומע בפודקאסטים ודיבייטים בחול, אחי, what the fuck, ואיפה... בחיים לא שמעתי שולחים ילדים לענות על זה אפילו. זה היה פעם? הוא ממציא? תודה רבה בן אברהמי על 6 חודש. אני מחכה שהוא יחזור. אני אגיד לו את זה, אבל חכו שהבן אדם יחזור. תודה רבה אחי על 6 חודש בן אברהמי.
Just give me one more minute.
Okay, no problem.
Hey. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Actually. Never mind.
So basically, I have right now in my chat literally soldiers that are serving in Gaza. They said that what you're saying is false. What the IDF is doing is they're sending dogs and they're sending drones. Yeah, but you need to have the context and you need to know the date of when it happened. It might have happened a few times, but not systematically.
There's an interview conducted by CNN, NBC News, and the Associated Press where they interviewed an Israeli soldier. He's an Israeli soldier. It's on video. I can show you the video.
Yeah, but when did it happen? When did this interview?
What?
When did this interview happen?
I think last year.
Last year. So, okay.
Yeah.
And how many times did it happen?
He said that he said that it's systematic. So your own soldier is saying it's systematic, and that their commanders encourage the soldiers to use human shields to inspect tunnels and booby-trapped buildings. And there's photos of it. There's photos of Gazan civilians being forced to dress up like IDF soldiers, so Hamas could mistake them.
I don't know where you heard it from, because, like, listen, I'm watching so many podcasts and debates of people who oppose Israel. They don't like Israel. I never heard this claim. I never. Israel uses human shields in Gaza was systematic. Soldiers are former Palestinian. Tell AP. Yeah, but you know this is not some sort of holy piece of information. You know,
It is.
There's
so
a lot of bullshit.
When you have Palestinians testimony saying we were used as human shields in Gaza by the IDF, and you also have testimony from your own soldiers that they were using human shields.
Who's the soldier? What's his name? Where is he serving?
There's an interview on CNN, and I want to show you. Let's say you're right. Let's say
because I have soldiers in my chat right now.
Let's say. Hold on. Let's say we don't have any evidence at all. Let's say the testimony that came out of the mouths of Palestinians and Israeli soldiers is fake. They lied about it. There's videos of you literally using Palestinians as human shields. So let me show you.
Like entering buildings to see if it's trapped.
No. You have mounted a weapon on a civilian on his shoulder, and you walked him through a protest so the kids don't throw rocks at the soldiers. So this is right here. TRT World and Reuters also reported on this incident. This is a Palestinian store owner in the West Bank that was walked through a protest with a gun mounted. He's not detained. His arms are moving freely in the video. We can watch the video if you want. He's not arrested. He was just
January 2024. I have something else to ask you.
Let's look at this one. This one, you guys put a Palestinian body on the vehicle, the military jeep, and drove it through a protest so the kids don't throw rocks.
I'll tell you something. if a Palestinian tells me...
The title of the article is IDF used Palestinian man as human shield in West Bank. That's the title of the article. I suggest everyone go read that. So, yeah, this is.
By the way, you are showing terrorists, my friend. You are showing pictures of terrorists.
No. So this is what I don't like about Israel. Israel believes that you're not innocent until proven guilty. That's why there's an American teenager being held in an Israeli prison. He's 16 years old. He has no evidence held against him. A 16-year-old Palestinian American is inside an Israeli prison. His name is Mohammed Ibrahim. Inside of an Israeli prison right now, in one of the worst prisons in Israel. He has scabies. He lost 50 pounds since he lost, his father said he lost 50 pounds since the last time he's seen him in the prison. He's rarely allowed to see his own son. And
is he American?
Yeah, he's a Palestinian American with American citizenship. What my point is that you guys arrest random children, random people, accuse them of being terrorists. Not only do you rape these Palestinians to death, you rape Palestinians to death.
What do you mean rape
in your own prison?
To death?
Yes, in your own prison.
Because rape is sexual.
Yes, in your own prisons, you rape Palestinians to death. There's videos of it. There's actual videos of it that were broadcasted on Channel 14 of Israel.
Dude, seriously, I've heard so many people who don't like Israel. I never heard these claims. I mean, it's fucking radical.
This isn't me. This is from the New York Times.
I have something else to ask you, okay? Because we're skipping subjects.
I can show you the video.
Wait, my friend. We're skipping a lot of things because I want to answer for a few allegations that you said previously. You said that we are sending children to check if a residential place is booby trapped, right?
Yes.
Why would a residential place be trapped? Why would the Hamas trap the fucking building if it's a residential building that people literally live there?
Because both Hamas and the IDF are terrorists. You see the IDF exploiting civilians.
The IDF. Wait. So
and then you
before.
I'm responding to your question.
Okay.
And then you also have Hamas, who does use human shields and booby trapping tunnels and booby trapping houses. They could possibly be abandoned houses. Who knows? But at the end of the day, both Hamas and the IDF are terrorists, and that's my personal opinion. And I have facts to back it up.
So, it's like what I'm gonna tell you now are facts. You know, Israel is the only army that sends messages, mass messages. They call the buildings. Like they call the residents of the buildings that they're gonna bomb, and they tell them evacuate it immediately. Don't stay in where we're gonna fucking bomb. No military in the history of the world ever mass warned and used so much utilities in order to warn people that were living in the area. If Israel were committing genocide and their intentions are purely to kill Gazans, why would they warn them before they bomb? It's a strategic failure. It doesn't make sense. Why would they give up what they're going to do?
Before I respond to that about the, warnings, let's watch this quick video.
יחידה משמשת להבטחת המתקן. הם לוקחים את המחבל, משמשת להבטחת המתקן. הם לוקחים את המחבל, הנה הם כאן בפינת המתקן, כנראה מודעים למצלמות האבטחה, שים להסתיר מעשיהם במגינים. הצילום כל סדום בנסיבות אינוס.
Give me one second.
מישהו ראה את הכתבה הזאת שאת? אני מדי לה. כן, אבל עדיין אנחנו לא אמורים לאנוס מחבלים. כאילו... יש להכות, יש לאנוס. זה הופך בסוף? לכל עוקבים בקיק. אחי, למה הוא כל הזמן נעלם? קשה לנהל אותו שיח ככה, אחי. נו, שיבוא כבר... גם יש לי הרבה מאוד טענות לומר לו, אבל הוא כל שניה זורק לי טק, 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 כאילו כל מיני דברים שאף פעם לא שמעתי את האמת. לאנוס מחבלים או להשתמש בילדים כדי לבדוק עם בתים ממולכדים. לא, אבל הוא אמר שלדעתו גם החמאס טרוריסטים וגם צה"ל טרוריסטים. כן, אבל כשאתה אומר שמשהו שקר, אתה צריך להביא עובדות, אחי. נו, אחי, שבוא יבוא כבר. למה אתה לא בקיק? אחרי זה נעבור לקיק, אחי. עוד שנייה האוכל שלי מגיע עד שהוא מגיע. איך אני אדווח עליו? אני אדווח עליו באומיגל, אחי. אני לא אאמר היום שחר. סבבה, תשלח לי טניקס. Welcome back.
Oh, I forgot the phone. Oh, now I can't show you more evidence of Palestinians.
What the fuck is this? Are you here? הוא הלך להביא את הטלפון.
No, I'm right here. Okay.
I forgot what we were talking about. So first of all, the person in the video was a terrorist that was in the 7th of October. Yeah, he was literally a Nukhba terrorist from Hamas.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was a report that came out that said for every 4 prisoners that were taken since October 7th, 3 of them were innocent. So we don't know for sure.
Innocent of what? What were they doing in Israel? How are they innocent? They were...
No. They were... Oh my God. They weren't arrested in Israel. They were arrested in Gaza. Have you not
So
seen
the IDF were walking around, hey, you random Gazan, come here, you're under arrest.
No. So when you went to Gaza and you did this ISIS-style prisoner, you know, thing where you turned them naked and you
I would have done worse, my friend, if they were raping. There are like literally evidence because the Hamas terrorists were using GoPros. Wait.
This isn't Gaza.
So how would you expect us after thousands of individuals, terrorists, came into Nir Oz, came to Re'im, came all to the villages? Wait. They were conducting mass murderings and they were recording them in their GoPros cameras and their cell phones. They were beheading people, they were burning them, they were shooting them on sight. After they were like being captured, what would you expect us to do? Just give them a warm welcome, hug them and take them to prison? Wouldn't
these people were not the ones that were arrested inside of Israel on October 7th. These people were arrested 1 month after October 7th. This was
because there were people there were people that got away. Listen. There's a famous recording. There's a famous recording of a phone call
released by the IDF of I know, I've seen it. He said
no. Like you don't. Yeah, and he's like, Father, I killed so many people. He was killed just like...
It was released by who?
So it's fabricated. It's not real.
Yes, it is fabricated because
He
the
died
IDF
like
has
1 week
lied.
ago.
So many. The IDF openly lies. They killed 15.
So the 7th of October was as well.
Hold on. I'm saying any evidence revealed by the IDF is fake or fabricated.
Why would we need to fake after they did the 7th of October? The horrors did happen.
I'll tell you why. Because a couple months ago, I think it was last month, the IDF killed 15 paramedics in Gaza, and they lied about it. They put the bodies in a mass grave. They killed 15 paramedics, ambulance workers, and they lied about it. They said the headlights on the ambulances were off. They looked suspicious. The emergency lights were off. And then what's funny about this is that there was a video that was recovered off of one of the dead bodies of the paramedics, and it was published everywhere, of the headlights. They were on, the emergency lights, they were on, and they were unarmed. They were killed on video. And the idea was like, okay, you know what? We messed up. We lied. So let's just act like we care, and we're going to fire a random person. How do you not know if the headlights or emergency lights are on when you had to drive the ambulance inside the mass grave? You know what a mass grave is. They pulled out dirt and they put the bodies inside with the ambulances. They literally used the bulldozer to push the ambulance.
We're skipping subjects like too many times. I want to talk to you like thoroughly,
I'm
okay?
giving you an example of how the IDF lies. I'm giving you an example of how
okay, but you were talking about stripping. I have soldiers in my chat right now. What they're basically saying that it's a must to strip them because there's a chance that they're gonna have an explosive belt on their bodies. So when you take people into custody, you need to strip them.
They're talking about the pictures I showed you like 10 minutes ago. I'm talking about.
You were showing me pictures of stripped terrorists without their clothes on.
But we're talking about how the IDF lies and how they killed 15 paramedics and they lied about it. They said they never killed them. They said the lights were off. We mistakenly.
Why would we
them.
kill paramedics? What would it gain?
What would it gain? Because again, your government's goal is to ethnically cleanse Gaza. We all know this.
Wouldn't we do it more efficiently?
Bro, don't act stupid. The #1 hit song in Israel was Harbu Darbu. And they were calling Palestinian Amalek. They didn't even say Hamas in the music video. He was calling out Bella Hadid, random Palestinian celebrity.
I wanna put things into context. So basically, Hamas are the governing the governing group of Gaza, right? Basically, from the polls were made in Gaza, the majority of the citizens, like above 80%, are supporting Hamas.
That's
basically
not true again.
They were celebrating the 7th of October.
That's not true again.
How is it not true?
The Times of Israel released an article after October 7th that said 22% of Palestinians supported Hamas with the West Bank and the Gaza Strip together. I can pull it up for you. I have the poll in front of me. Would you like to look at the poll that's referenced by everyone? Everyone uses this poll. So type in Palestinian poll into Google. The first one that comes
תחפשו כמה מהאנשים בעזה תומכים בחמאס.
So, okay, I have the poll right here, okay? So we're gonna read it. Let me see. It says, which of the following political parties do you support? This was asked to the people of Gaza and to the people of the West Bank. So we have it right here. Okay, so the total is on the left side.
So the blue percentage, what it is?
Fatah.
It's the supporters?
Fatah. Yes, Fatah is blue,
Fatah,
orange
Hamas.
is Hamas. And then if you look at the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, then you look at the total on top, that's them like
you know that
together.
the other groups are also militant groups that their cause is to exterminate Jews. The Fatah are not less worse than Hamas.
They're not a terrorist organization. But anyway, can you look at here? Can you show me where the orange goes above 50%?
Made by who? I mean, I have other polls that shows that above 75% support.
Let's see your polls. Let's see your poll. This is literally what NBC News used, Times of Israel, major publications in the United States and Israeli organizations use this poll. For some reason, you have a different one. Let's see it.
wait. It says 30% of the Gazans, they show highly support in Hamas, 30%. But
what did you ask? ChatGPT?
No, not ChatGPT. This is one.
Oh. Okay. So is 30 above 50%?
31%. Wait, but there are several groups. It says 67% shows their face to Hamas, but not in the, like a total support, you know. But they do support them. I mean, it's divided to few groups.
What are you looking at?
It's like an article from the University of Tel Aviv.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's the title? University of Tel Aviv.
It's in Hebrew. I doubt if you're gonna find it. The domain is inss.org.il.
INSS? Oh my god. Give me 1 second.
זה הולך להביא אוכל, רגע. זה קשה, כי יש הרבה מאוד כתבות אנטי-ישראליות מכל מיני גופים בעולם שהם פשוט כותבים שקרים והם גופים גדולים ואנשים מאמינים להם. Yeah. I want to talk to you about something deeper because in the start of the conversation you said Free Palestine. So you actually believe that this land belongs to the Palestinians?
Oh, so you want to run away. University of Tel Aviv. University of Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I type? INSS. You know that's an
it's
Israeli
in Hebrew.
government source. INSS is an Israeli government. Like what is it? Israel National Security something. Yeah, INSS is literally the government. Anyway, let's I don't.
But wait, you said Free Palestine. Do you believe this land belongs to the Palestinians?
Yeah, in 1945, Palestinians owned 93% of the land, excluding the Negev. That means without the Negev. Yeah, we did own the land. Literally, we had Palestinians or villagers.
What's a Palestinian?
Acres of land. A Palestinian is someone that's born in Palestine.
What is Palestine? Who made this name?
Me, I'm Palestinian. I was born in Palestine.
But what is Palestine? Did the Palestinians themselves invent this name?
Palestine is a region that borders Lebanon, Syria.
No. That's not my question. I asked you who came out with this name.
It doesn't matter who came out
matters.
with this name. It was okay, I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Because the indigenous population did not name the land. It was always given by random occupiers that trace back thousands of years. So it doesn't really matter who named the land.
In the Quran, when it says that this land is for the Bnei of Israel, Bnei Israel, and it says Israel in their holy book in the Quran. So what is Israel basically? If it's Palestine.
It's okay. I don't know anything about the Quran, so like, what do you like? What? Wait,
because
why are you using
the citizens,
religion as a source?
The citizens in the West Bank.
You're Muslim?
Are you Muslim? I'm not Muslim. I'm
okay,
Jew.
So
but the citizens of the West Bank and Gaza are Muslim.
Why are you using that as evidence?
No, because the Hamas group, they have point blank. It's written on their flags that their purpose is to get the land back and expel or kill the Jews from living in this land.
That's not true.
So
actually,
what is the Hamas
so we're going to read the Hamas charter. So
yeah,
if you we're going to use We're actually gonna use a Jewish source as well. So I want everyone, whoever's watching you, to type into their Google Jewish virtual library, which is a Jewish source, and then put Hamas general principles and policies.
Even the Hamas are not fucking denying this.
Okay.
Their charter clearly says that this land belongs to them. They're gonna do everything. If they die, they die as a murderer, as a shaheed, and their purpose is to get the land back and exterminate Jews.
That's all propaganda. So I want everyone to go on this page. Oh, sorry. This is the title of it, Jewish Virtual Library. This is a pro-Israeli source. And we're going to go to Article 16. This is the only time where it mentions Jews in the article. It says, Hamas affirms that its conflict is with the Zionist project, not with the Jews because of their religion. Hamas does not wage a struggle against the Jews because they are Jewish, but wages a struggle against the Zionists who occupy Palestine. Yet it is the Zionists who constantly identify Judaism and the Jews with their own colonial project and a legal entity. Right here, it makes it clear that Hamas is anti-Zionist, not anti-Jewish. And
you know what is a Zionist?
What?
What is a Zionist? Do you know it?
Zionism comes from the word Mount Zion, which is a mountain in Jerusalem, in which Jews pray towards Jerusalem. They say that next year we will go to Jerusalem in their prayers, and at the end of the day, Zionism means to establish a Jewish homeland in Palestine.
It's establish a Jewish land in Israel because I asked you before.
Okay.
What is Palestine? What is Palestine?
Palestine is a region that borders.
But who thought about this name?
Syria.
What is fucking Palestine?
It doesn't matter what the name is called. Again, it's been occupied by
who made it?
People.
Yes, it's really important to who made it.
Who made Palestine? Palestine was created in November 15th, 1988 as a state, but before...
No, it was called Palestine way before, when the Turks were there, when the British mandate were there.
There's a difference between declaring independence and... I said, you can look it up. Palestine became a country, an actual country, November 15th, 1988. They joined the United Nations in 2012. 130 countries recognized the state of Palestine. So... yes, Palestine was called Palestine beforehand. Yeah, it was. I don't get your point. You're proving my point.
Actually, no. I'm not proving anything. What I'm saying is the so-called Palestinians, that for me is a made-up name. They don't have
I agree with you.
An identity.
It is a made-up name. I agree with you. It is a made-up name.
The people that live in the West Bank and in Gaza, the mass majority are Muslims. Okay. And the first time that his name was invented was by the Romans in the year 135 after counting.
Actually, that's not true. They were influenced by the Greek Philistines, and they named it after that. But it doesn't.
No. It was a mockery.
You're proving my point. You're proving my point that occupiers named the region, not the Palestinians themselves.
Yeah, because it was governed by the Hashmonaim. Before the Romans took over, there was an established Jewish state in the land of Israel.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Palestinians' ancestors trace back to that land thousands of years. My ancestors trace back to that land thousands of years. And I don't care what the occupier Roman Empire called it. I guarantee you, you don't even know the name of the Roman emperor who changed the name of the region.
I do know, actually. I do know.
What's his name?
Wait, need to recall it.
Anyway, man.
I have a lot of history in my head. Don't laugh. But his name. Not Julius. I forgot.
Maybe someone in the chat will tell you. But anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But what does matter that it was called Syria Palestina. And it was called Palestina.
Again, I don't... Okay, I'm gonna... As an occupier, I'm gonna call this hot dog. It's not a hot dog. This phone is not a hot dog.
But the point is, when a third party is expelling the Jews because there was a rebellion of the Jews against the Roman oppression, they lost the war. They were exiled from the land. And then as a mockery, because the Jews' enemy was...
Wait. Years to return.
The Jews' enemies. It doesn't matter how long it took us to return. It doesn't matter.
Well, actually, it does, because now... No, it does matter. I'll tell you
You're
why
interrupting me when I'm
because
making a point.
No, because you're speaking nonsense. You can never convince me that an Ethiopian Israeli Jew has a stronger connection to that land than me as a Palestinian who traces back to that land thousands of years. You can listen to me. Listen, you cannot convince me. An Ethiopian
This is a lie.
says it in the name itself, Ethiopian Israeli.
There were never people who lived there for thousands of years.
Your grandparents are from Morocco or Iraq. You have to understand that you're not from the land. Modern day Israelis are not from the land, and that's the sad truth.
The truth is basically that after the Jews were expelled, the name was changed from Israel to something else. It was changed because the name, it's after the name Plishtim. Wait, let me finish my fucking point. The Plishtim.
I told you the name doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter.
I'm just making a point, and then I'm gonna talk about the things that does matter, okay? Because the Plishtim were, like in Hebrew, it's the invaders, basically. They were the most fearsome enemy of the Jews. Afterwards, there were people living there. There were groups of Arabs. After the mandate that the Turks did, there were more and more Muslim people and Arab people. But there was an interesting article in the early 2000s that was released by the city of Al-Fahim. It's a city that everybody is Arab over there. Why are you making this face? Al-Fahim is like an Arab city, and they did a research of where are your like when did you come to this land? Who are your ancestors? The majority, like 90% and above, the people who came to this land were from Egypt, from Iraq. They were immigrating towards Palestine. That was the name back in the days.
I'm from Egypt. You got me.
Yeah, yes. A lot of the people a lot of the Arabs that came to Israel, they weren't originally from this land. There's no rich history of thousands of years of people.
David Ben-Gurion disagrees with you. The first prime minister of Israel disagrees with you.
What did he say?
He believed that Palestine. I can read it to you. I'll read directly off of a Times of Israel article. The Prime Minister of Israel disagrees with you. That's so ironic. Hold on. I'm gonna read you a quick paragraph if that's okay. It says right here, this is Times of Israel. Everyone can read this article. The genetic origins of the Palestinians. He says, it says both President Yitzhak Ben Savi and Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion believe that the Palestinians were descended from Jews. David Ben-Gurion wrote several books and articles on the subject, and even created a task force with Moshe Dayan to Judaize the Bedouins. As war and conflict continued, this idea was eventually abandoned. At this time, there was no way to really know. However, genetics has progressed incredibly far, and we now know that Ben-Gurion was largely correct, that Palestinian Falahiyin, which are villagers, are the descendants of the Jews, and more broadly, Israelites who survived.
So we are the source,
conflict.
basically.
Huh?
So you basically say that the Palestinians are descendants of the Jews. So it were like Jews who converted their religion to Islam?
Possibly, yeah. It's not saying just Jewish people. It also mentions Canaanites. That my ancestors were Canaanites, which are the same as Jews. Canaanites and Israelites are similar, but not the same. They were both inhabitants of that land.
Oh.
And then the Phoenicians came from the Canaanites and they went to Lebanon.
It's interesting. Yeah, I believe that there were some Jews who converted their religion and they became Muslim and they kept living there. But the fact is, I mean, Israel doesn't have a problem of letting Arabs living in their land. We have plenty of Arabs living in Ramla and Haifa and in many places.
They live peaceful in Israel. They do. I agree with you that the Arabs in Israel, they enjoy their lives. They have freedom, similar to America. But the Palestinians on the other side that have their homes broken into by IDF soldiers at 2 a.m. and the soldiers start taking pictures of girls in their beds and girls sleeping at 2 a.m. That's occupation. There's an occupation in the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli soldiers, I can show you videos. They go into homes and they take pictures of children in their pajamas at 2 a.m. They also shoot children.
I never heard these claims, but you know.
Well, as a
I mean, I believe this could be a possibility because.
Can I show you the video?
Yeah, why not?
This is from. It's from an Israeli organization. It's called Bet Salem. They released the videos.
It's an anti-Israeli organization.
The founder is Jewish. It's okay.
Yeah, he's Jewish, but he's from the left wing.
Yeah. So you can't call him anti-Semitic. Let me pull it up for you. So I'm gonna show you a video of the Israeli soldiers taking photos of children on their personal cell phones as well. This is not like a military camera that they use. It's their personal cell phones. Okay, let's watch it.
Are you a Muslim, by the way?
No, I'm agnostic.
Yeah, but your parents and your sources, I mean.
My sources?
Your ancestors, basically. Do you understand Arabic? Do you understand Arabic?
I'm just gonna skip to the, it's a long video, I'm just gonna skip to the part where they... This is at 2 a.m.
لا يا عداي شو اسمه عدايوس
عدايوس؟
عداي
عداي؟
Okay.
شو اسمه؟ شو اسمه؟ ساي ودكم؟
Yeah.
So what should I see? Like an IDF coming to a house. By the way, it's from. I mean, few people say it's from 15 years ago. Some people says that
it is, but it's still ongoing. Last year, you arrested a Palestinian American woman. She's 46 years old with cancer from her house because of a political post she made. That was it literally had nothing to do with terrorism. She was released afterwards. I mean, you wouldn't want to release a terrorist, but they did release her because she was innocent. Yeah, I'll pull up the article as well. She's a 46-year-old Palestinian woman that was abducted from her house, okay? She was literally kidnapped from her house by IDF soldiers, and she was denied treatment for her cancer. She was denied treatment for her cancer. It's so bizarre that you're saying that, oh, this was the videos from 15 years ago.
Yeah, but what about the Palestinians?
It happens every day.
Yeah, but you're looking at the glass half full. But what about the Gazans and the so-called Palestinians who are getting medical treatment by Israel for free? Even Yahya Sinwar, he was getting his cancer treated in Israel.
You should not be glad that you saved a terrorist with his.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with this.
This is the same terrorist that told his prisoner guard, "I'm gonna kill you once I get out of here." So ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like.
I mean, you're bragging about releasing Yahya Sinwar in 2014 for Gilad Shalit. You're bragging about negotiating with terrorists. It's so stupid that I'm talking with someone that's literally justifying it. It's so
I don't justify it. My point is that the Israeli government are humane, and when Yahya Sinwar was held in the prison of Israel, they treated him equally and they treated his cancer. I don't agree with this. I think that all terrorists should have a death penalty, but...
So this is her. You guys can read the article. This is the Associated Press. I'm just going to read you real quick where they denied
I want to ask you, do you condemn Hamas and you see them as a terrorist organization?
See, it seems like you're not listening because I already told you this since the beginning that both Hamas and the IDF
what
are
would
terrorists.
Wait. So if you were in the shoes of the Prime Minister of Israel after the 7th of October, what would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have given them $2 billion from 2012 through 2023.
I agree with you. It was a mistake also, yeah.
I wouldn't have released Ahmed Yassin twice in 1994 and in 1997. I wouldn't have released Sinwar in 2014. I wouldn't have went on live television in 2017 and say Hamas has a plan to come into Israel on a mass-scale invasion with paragliders and rockets and tunnels and kidnap and kill our people. So this is a video of Netanyahu saying exactly what happened on October 7th. He said this in 2017. He said it clearly that they will come in on paragliders through the sea, through the tunnels, through the land.
Just one point I want to answer my chat. הוא כן מגנה את חמאס, הוא כן רואה אותם בתור ארגון טרור, יש לו ביקורות כלפי הפעולות שהממשלה עושה והצבא עושה. Do you believe in the two-state solution? Do you think that the Jews have a right to live in this land?
I mean, that's my personal opinion. Yeah. I don't support a two-state solution, but I support a one-state. But the most realistic approach would be a two-state because, again, Israel is a very advanced military. I mean, they're not going to really give up their country. It's here to stay, I guess. There's no one to take away Israel from Israel because they're
But if we ignore the things that you just said, I mean, do you believe that the Jews have the right to live in this land, basically?
Do Jews have a right to live in this land? Yeah, Jews do have a right, but I don't think Israelis have a right. I don't think Ethiopian Israeli Jews have a right to the... Again, it says it in the name. They're from Ethiopia. You can never convince me that they're from the land. That's ridiculous. You do agree that Ethiopians are not. I mean,
in the end of the day, Judaism is a religion, and there are Ethiopians who identify themselves as Jews, and they do the Jews rituals and the Jews.
There's also Palestinian Jews.
I mean, before the independence that took place in 1948, Palestinians were both Arabs and Jews. I mean, if you look at the Palestinian flag, it has a David symbol.
I'm saying
David Shield symbol.
There's Palestinian Jews today. The Palestinian Jews today aren't mistreated by Palestinians. They're mistreated by IDF soldiers that killed them on video, like David Ben Abraham. Do you know who that is?
No. David Ben Abraham?
You should look him up. Actually, you go ahead and look him up. There's a video of an Israeli soldier killing him at a bus stop on video because he didn't believe Palestinian Jews exist.
My chat says stuff about the Ethiopians. From what I know, the Ethiopians, they were exiled by the Babylon kingdom in the 6th century before counting, and they didn't return after the Koresh independence.
It doesn't matter. They're not from the land. Genetically, their DNA would come back from Ethiopia.
Yeah, their ancestors lived in Israel, but for a lot of years, for like above thousands of years, they weren't in the land. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys had 2,000 years to return. I'm sorry, but I can't give my land to random people from Ethiopia, or random people from Yemen, random people from Turkey, Ukraine, Poland, Morocco, Iraq. I'm sorry, that's not possible. Where are your grandparents from?
We're from Uzbekistan, from the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
I was born in Israel. My perspective, honestly, I do think that the Jews do need their homeland. They do need their country. It was proven that we need a country after the Holocaust, after the pogroms that were happening in like all over across Europe. I do think that the Muslims have a lot of territory.
That's actually what Hamas believes.
I want to ask you, maybe you have an answer for me. I find it very odd that the neighbors, I mean, Gaza was ruled by Egypt until 1967. And after Israel brought back to Egypt the Sinai Desert, and they also wanted to give them back Gaza, Egypt said, fuck off, we don't want this land. And like, Egypt are doing all of they are putting a lot of effort to not allow Gazans to go to Egypt. Why? Why your own blood, the Arabs neighbors are not...
Are you talking about today?
Today and also in the past, even in the 60s, they didn't want anything to do with the Gazans.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's that Palestinians are already refugees. 80% of the people that live in Gaza right now, 80% of them are from modern day Israel. They're from where you are right now. For example, the founder of Hamas, Ahmed Yassin, you can look him up. He was born in Ashkelon in 1936. Ismail Haniya's grandparents were also born in modern day Israel. The current president of the West Bank, Mahmoud Abbas, was born in Sfat. They're not from the West Bank, they're not from Gaza. They were forced to live in Gaza and in the West Bank after you guys raped and massacred them in 1948. That's the sad truth, unfortunately. And it is a fact, 80% of them are refugees and descendants of refugees. I mean, my grandparents are from Haifa. Now I live in America because they were kicked out in 1948 from Zionist militias and the Alexandroni Brigade that raped and massacred their villages. Which is very
I still don't understand. I mean, if there's a bad situation happening in Gaza, some of them don't have food, they're homeless. Why aren't they not going to Egypt to take shelter?
I already told you they lost their land once. They lost their land once when they were living in. Okay. I'm going to repeat myself. 80% of the people that live in Gaza are from Ashkelon, Ashdod, Sderot, Jerusalem. They're from Israel. They were born in Israel. Their ancestors are from Israel. But they were kicked out in 1948 when Israel became a country, and they were dropped off to live in Gaza. So they lost their land once to Zionists.
I want to interrupt you once.
Why would they go into Egypt? Why would they go into Egypt and lose their land again?
I mean... What do you mean, like lose their land? I'm not suggesting they should have a land in Egypt, just a temporary shelter, because there's...
Oh, no. So Trump said it was permanent. He didn't say it was temporary. Trump said the relocation into Egypt or a safe location...
But it's not just Egypt, it's all of the Muslim countries. None of them are literally... I mean, they're all supporting the narrative and the Palestinians. They all support them, but when it comes down to come to our country for a better life, nobody wants to take them.
I just told you that Palestinians lost their land once in 1948. They lost more in 1967. Why would they leave Gaza? Why would they leave Gaza and lose their land? They would be classified as a refugee twice. Say there's a 90-year-old that lived in Ashkelon and he was kicked out and he's 90 years old today. He has to live in Gaza. And then Israel's telling him you have to go into Egypt. He's a refugee twice.
I want to ask you something. Wait. It's something interesting, to be honest. Do you know who is Yasser Arafat? Probably, right?
Yeah, his mother was from Jerusalem. He's from Egypt. His father is Egyptian, but his mother is from Jerusalem.
I want to ask you why the first time in the history that the Palestinians identified themselves as Palestinians only at 1967. It was the first time.
That's not true. They called themselves Arabs of Palestine back into the Ottoman period. They also had newspapers in the Ottoman period.
Yeah, but they were Arabs,
where they called the
not
land,
Palestinians.
They called the land. Yeah, because Arab is an ethnicity and Palestinian is a nationality. There was no nation called Palestine prior to 19...
the territory was called Palestine. There are Egypts, there are Lebanese people, there are Jordans. But why didn't they call themselves Palestinians? Until 1967, until...
you know what Palestinian is?
Until Ashraf came out.
Can we agree that Palestinian is a nationality?
No. Not a nationality, it's a made-up thing.
Okay, well, it's used
the Arabs the Palestinians themselves didn't call themselves Palestinians until 1967.
Okay, I literally just told you they refer to themselves as Arabs of Palestine.
ערבים שחיים בפלסטין. It's Arabs who live in the territory so-called Palestine.
Yes,
but not Palestinians.
There was no nation. Because they're okay in the
so
word
why now
wait
so why now they're Palestinians?
I'm telling you, because in the word nationality it has nation in it. Nation is it's a country. So why would they call themselves Palestinian when they don't have their own country? I'll give you an example. Here in America in 1775 there were colonists and English. So basically, in America, Americans called themselves American after they declared independence, after they made their country. After we made America here in America, we called ourselves Americans. We didn't call ourselves Americans before. We called ourselves colonists and patriots that wanted a country in 1775 on July 4th.
Why didn't the Palestinians or the Palestinian representatives, why didn't they agree? Multiple times they were offered to build themselves a land and to have a country. Also in 1947 by the UN.
We did.
Why didn't you take the offer?
We did. Yes, so in 1918 we revolted against the Ottoman Empire. So the Arabs that lived in Palestine, they went against the Ottoman Empire. It's called the Arab Revolt of 1918. They wanted to make a Palestinian country back under the Ottomans. Then they did it again after the British took over the land. We did it again in 1936. It's called the Arab Revolt of 1936. We fought against the British to make our own country. They said no, so we're still fighting till this day. And why didn't we agree to the 1947 partition plan? You can put this in ChatGPT. It's a simple question. Would Palestinians have lost land if they agreed to the partition plan? It would say yes. We would have lost land. We would have lost agricultural and fertile land. So that's like me asking you, can I have half of your bedroom? Like, I'm not going to agree to that. Palestinians own 93% of the land, excluding the Negev, and Jews only own 5%.
I think this is when that's the problem. I mean, in the end of the day, the Jews didn't have a problem to share this land, and they said, okay, in the
they have no
1947.
Right. They have no right to do so. They didn't own it. I'm telling you, Palestinians own 93% without the Negev. Jews own 5%. How can someone with 5% of the land say, oh, we want half? What the fuck?
I mean,
what the fuck?
Before the independence declaration in 1948, there were Jews and also Arabs building this land. There were swamps. They were drying the swamps. They were building facilities and stuff like this. There were Jewish villages and also Arab villages. I mean, there were like for like tens of years. I mean, maybe from the end of World War I until the Independence Declaration, both parties wanted to establish a country. The English mandate, the English Empire, both they promised the land to both parties. In the end of the day, the Jews said okay, the Arabs said no, we want to fight. You lost the fight.
Yes, because they own most of the land. Every deal they were presented with, they would have lost land if they accepted it.
Also, the Jews bought lands, by the way.
Who would accept a deal where you would lose something? If you want a deal, you would have to win something. It would have to benefit you. Them Palestinians agreeing to the 1947 partition plan would have let them lose land.
My chat says that Arabs sold many lands, like Netanya, for example, who was owned by an Arab person and he sold it to the Jews. There's there are a lot of cases.
I'm not denying that there was land owned by Jews, but it was small. It was only 6%, 5 to 6%.
I don't think it's true. I mean, it's way more than 6%.
I have the evidence. Would you like me to pull it up for you? I have. Would the United Nations be a good source for you?
Actually, I don't like the United Nations. I think they're biased. I never like them.
Okay. Well, they have they're the ones with.
I mean, for example, UNRWA. They are. They're a terrorist organization in my eyes.
You realize your government is a part of the UN. Well, I'm just gonna show you anyway because this is the only one.
I have something else to ask you. I mean, Jordan. Do you know the country Jordan, right? Wait, in the villages.
Yeah, let me just. I want to read you this real quick. It says, in its village statistics, the mandatory power estimates that the total area of land owned by Jews in 1945 is 1.4 million dunams, which is the measurement used, dunams, and 1.4 million. The whole land, Israel, Palestine, is 20 million. So they owned 1.4. It says compared with about 13 million dunams owned by Arabs in Palestine.
Okay. I have something else to ask you. Why Jordan not accepting any Palestinians? I mean, I believe that like above 50% of Jordans are Palestinians, no?
Yeah, so Jordan, do you know what year they became a country?
They became a country, I think, in 1945?
1946. So in 1946, everyone that lived in Jordan was a Jordanian citizen when they became a country. Everyone there was Jordanian. What happened in the following years that led to their population becoming 50% Palestinian? That would be the Nakba. That would be the catastrophe where Zionists were raping and killing Palestinians in their own homeland, and they ran away to Jordan. 300,000 Palestinians ran away from their land or expelled before Israel became a country.
From my understanding, Israelis didn't kick Arabs in the Nakba. There was like a movement saying, let's leave and we're gonna come back afterwards and take the land back. Because
so that doesn't really make any sense, because if the Arabs that were coming from Jordan and Egypt and Lebanon, let's give an example of Lebanon, they would have to cross Mount Hermon, which is a really large mountain. They would have to go through so much struggle. The Jordanians would have to go through Jericho. It's really hot over there. Wouldn't they want Palestinians to stay so the Palestinians could provide them food and water? It wouldn't make sense for the Arabs to tell them to leave their houses. That's really stupid.
I'm speaking facts, and I'm speaking about testimonies of Arabs
And
themselves, because in the end of the day, not all Arabs were exiled and expelled.
I know.
There are Arabs that live from the 40s until today in the land of Israel. So if if we systematically kick them from the land in the Nakba, why didn't we just kick everybody?
Because in order to make a Jewish state, in order to become Israel, in order to become a Jewish country, you would have to be the majority. Jews would have to be the majority. They weren't a majority. They were a minority in 1948. So what they did was they had to kick a bunch of Arabs out, where then they would become the majority. It doesn't have to be every single Arab. It just has to be a huge chunk of Arabs, in which then the Jews become the majority in the population, because they were a minority back then.
I have a question to you. Jordan were in control of the West Bank from 1948 to 1967. Why didn't you guys become an independent country?
Why didn't? Under Jordanian rule?
Yeah, in the West Bank.
Well, they were occupying us. You just said it yourself. How can we declare independence from an occupier?
But were there riots, and did you oppose to the occupation? I mean, from what I believe, if Jordan or Egypt, for example, took the land of Israel, I don't see a reality where Hamas and other Palestinian groups are trying to rebel against them. Because, for example, Gaza was in the...
Do you not know what Black September is?
What do you mean?
Where Palestinians were killing Jordanians because Jordanians wouldn't let them use their refugee camps. By the way, they're called refugee camps because, again, I'm telling you that Palestinians were raped and massacred in Palestine, and they ran away to Jordan, and they lived in refugee camps because they lost their land. So when they were in these refugee camps, they were firing more mortar rounds and rockets into Israel, and Jordan was like, we don't want that, because when Israel strikes Jordan, Jordanians are killed. So Jordan's like, no more. So then the Palestinians killed their king.
I have a question to you. Basically, if you had, like, hypothetically, you have a button that, like, takes all the Israelis from this land, moves them to Africa, and you guys get the land, would you press this button?
Yeah.
So you have 0% recognition for the right of Jews to live in Israel. You think it belongs to the Palestinians, the whole land?
No, I just believe that we should kick out the Israelis that were not there in 1948, the ones that illegally came into Palestine, and the ones that stole land, which is, where they're living right now. Like, for example, there's a there's a beach inside Tel Dor in northern Israel, and the parking lot for the beach is actually a mass grave of Palestinians who are under the parking lot that were killed by Zionist militias, and they were raped and killed, and they were put under there. And Haifa, where my grandparents are from, they lost a bunch of relatives, and they're literally under the ground where Israeli kids play on top of them. So I think, yeah, we should get rid of the people that are on stolen land, and anyone could agree to that.
And some viewers are asking me to quote Zoher Mohsen, I think his name is the head of Ashaf, the Organization of the Freedom of Palestine. Basically what he says, the Palestinian people do not exist. The building of a Palestinian state is just a tool to the continuation of the struggle against Israel and to make the Arab nations united. Basically something like this. Who is Zoher Mohsen? Zuhair Mohsen.
Zuhair Mohsen.
I don't know what is Ashaf. It's the organization that Yasser Arafat created. He was the head of Ashaf in 1977.
Zuhair Mohsen.
Head of Ashaf in 1977. What do you think about Musab Hassan Yusuf, by the way?
I think he's...
What, is a Zionist?
Man, he literally is Mossad. He joined the... He worked for the Shin Bet. But I'm looking at Zuhair Mohsen. I don't see anything that... There's no reliable source that says he said that. I mean, most of this is Wikipedia, Britannia.
You know what is, I mean, I keep thinking about it. It's like a bit off topic, but in the end of the day, I mean, you live in the USA right now or not?
Yeah, I live in the US.
I mean, in the end of the day, the Americans occupied this land from the Native Americans. I mean, it happened in Germany, Italy. I mean, there are so many countries that in the end of the day, you know, we're talking about occupation. The Turks, they identify as Muslims. They were occupying land. The Jews never in their history occupied lands. I mean, we didn't have an like imperial vision to get more land, you know. But in the end of the day, the British, they occupied. The Romans occupied.
Inside of Israel's charter, it says from the river to the sea will be Israeli sovereignty. You guys want all of it.
I do believe that Judea, by the way, the West Bank, it exclusively belongs to the Jews. I mean, they're like according to Jewish.
You just said you said you don't have it. You just said you don't have any imperialist thoughts, but now you want the West
but
Bank.
Historically, I mean, there was like even Jesus, who the Christians believe is the Messiah. He was born as a Jew in Bethlehem, which is now in the West Bank. I mean, there are...
I don't care. What does this have to do with...
When in the history of the world, Arabs had sources in Judea? Never. Jericho, Ramallah, Jenin...
Wait. Do you understand that Palestinian, just because you're Arab, doesn't mean you're from the Arabian Peninsula or from Arabia? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, I mean... in the last couple of 100 years, Italy became independent, Germany from Prussia to Germany, like a lot of countries in the recent hundreds of years, they became an independent country because of the rich history they have in the land. Israel have a rich history from the King David, King Shlomo. Who was your king? Who are your leaders? Wait, why are you always interrupting? What I'm saying is, Israeli people, the Jews, no, I'm not lying. The Jews have a rich history to this land.
Palestinians don't have a connection to the
There's
land, but we have
the kingdom of Judea. Have you heard about it?
To the land more than you. You just said it yourself. You're from Uzbekistan. You're from Uzbekistan.
Because my people got exiled from this land.
Exactly. And demographics change. Your genetics change. And probably your grandfather was Uzbekistan himself. With
from what from my perspective, there's tons of evidence of Jews live in this land, They had kings.
I never denied that. I never denied.
It comes
Jews
back to
from that
the
land.
kingdom of the Hashmonaim when it was Alexander Yanai ruling, Yochanan Horkanus
Do you
ruling.
not hear me?
We got exiled. We came back.
Jews, I already told you this 10 times. Jews are from that land. Yes, they are, but Israelis aren't. Israelis are not from that land, and you can never convince me that Israelis are from that land.
The land, like the name of the land is Israel.
I don't.
Kingdom of Israel.
Again, you cannot convince me Ethiopian Israeli Jews or Ashkenazi Jews or Yemenite Jews or
So
Moroccan
where are
Jews
they?
or people like you. What?
So where are they? Where are the Jews? I mean, there was a separation. The land was called Canaan. The land was called Canaan. Then it was divided to two kingdoms. One was ruled by Rechavam, the other one by Yerovam. There were two kingdoms, Israeli kingdom, Judea kingdom. We identify as Jews. We kept Judaism going. They were persecuting Jews all over the world.
To Judaism. Bro, some random person from America could convert to Judaism, get a certificate from a rabbi. They still won't have a connection to the land.
I mean, the ironic thing is, Jew in Hebrew is Yehudi. Yehudi from Yehuda. Judea and Samaritan are now occupied by Palestinians. It's not your land. It was never your land.
Wait. How are they occupied by Palestinians if Palestinians have been there for thousands of years? We still do traditions.
There's no such thing as Palestinian. They're Arabs.
Yes, there is. I told you.
But you never wore a nationality.
November 15th, 1988.
When have you ever established anything? If you've been there for thousands of years, who are your leaders? Who are your prime ministers, presidents? You had nothing.
I don't know. I already told you this in the beginning that we've been under occupation by so many empires. The Arab conquest, the Byzantines, the Babylonians, the Roman Empire. We've been under the British, the Ottomans. We've been under so many empires that we were never allowed to declare independence. And I gave you examples. I gave you examples on when we revolted against these occupiers, against the Ottomans in 1917, where we said, hey, you Ottoman Turks, get out of our land. We want our own land. We did it to the British, 1936. Hey, British, get out of our land. We want our own land. Now we're doing it to the Zionists. We want our own land. This isn't your land. You guys are from...
You know, it's funny because in the end of the day, there are like a rich history of Jews living in the land. They got kicked. And there were some Arabs who identify themselves, I mean, not even as Palestinians. I mean, the name of the land was Palestine. And they just wanted an independence. And, I mean, what gives you the right in the end of the day? I mean...
Palestinian,
the original people.
The Arabs that lived in that region have considered Palestine to be their country for hundreds of years.
From my understanding, they immigrated because there were better opportunities in Palestine.
So every Palestinian immigrated. Okay, that's stupid because again, immigrated from where? The founder of Hamas was born in Ashkelon in 1936.
So let me get it. Wait.
From Egypt. How is he from Egypt?
So, in the year of like 1,300 before counting, Bnei Israel had this land, okay? In the year of 1,000 before counting, King David was ruling this land. I mean, the collapse of the Israeli kingdom, it happened 722 before counting. The collapse of the Judea kingdom was in Wait. I will get to the point. They collapsed in 587 before counting. They got back to the land from Babylon in 517 before counting. Then there were like the Greeks came here with Antiochus Epiphanes, if you heard this name. There were like fightings. Alexander Macedon came to the land. The Romans came to the land. But there's always Jews living in this land. In the end of the day, wait. Okay, in the end of the day, in 135 after counting, the Jews were kicked. Okay, so this huge period of time before, in 1300 before counting, to like 1500 years. When were the Arabs there? Because there's a rich history of 1400 years of Jews living in this land.
Palestinians aren't genetically Arab. That's
so you say they are Jews who converted?
No, we're saying that they trace back to the before even Jews came.
Like my question is, wait, one thing.
Before the Israelites, they were Canaanites, and that's where
I told you history of 1400 years of Jews living in this land. When did the Palestinians?
Who lived in that land? And before that, who lived in the land? Who's before the Israelites?
There were some people who worship to foreign gods, like the Baal, Asherah, all these people. In the end of the day, according to the Bible,
it was the Canaanites. By the way, the first
the Canaanim, yes, but God promised Abraham this land.
Hold on. A couple moments ago, like I think it was like 30 minutes ago, you tried convincing me that me as a Palestinian comes from Egypt or Iraq, although that's stupid to say when Abraham himself was considered to be the first Jew, and he was born in Iraq himself. He was born in modern-day Iraq. The Israeli ethnicity, the Jewish ethnicity, began in Iraq. So actually, Jews come from Iraq, and they came into the land of Canaan when there were Canaanites already there. So Canaanites, then Israelites. So yeah.
It goes back to the Bible. I mean, God promised this land. Afterwards, there was a rich history. I mean, we cannot go back, like you asked me about the Canaanites, but maybe 10,000 years ago, there were other people there. I mean, we cannot...
But Palestinians still do cultural traditions as the same as the Canaanites from thousands and thousands of years ago, way before. They do cultures that have no relevance to Arabia or Islam.
I find it funny because in the end of the day, the majority of the Arabs, the Palestinians, they are Muslim. The Quran itself says that this land belongs to the people of Israel.
We're talking about cultural traditions, and I'm telling you that the Palestinians, just because they converted to Islam or if they were Muslim or whatever, it doesn't change the fact that they still do cultural traditions that trace back thousands of years.
Right. I'm gonna tell you this. In the Surah Al-Mada, Surah 5, in the 21st, how is it, Pasuk in English, I forgot. I'm gonna...
Musa, God promised
the Holy Land, what I'm basically saying, that even the Holy Book of the Muslims, it says, point blank, this land belongs to the Jews.
Okay.
So,
what is your point?
My point is that the Palestinians and Arabs, they identify themselves, the majority, as Islam, as Muslims. Even your prophet says that this land belongs to the Jews.
I already told you I'm agnostic, so it's no. Okay.
When it's comfortable, you guys are agnostic.
No, because you just read something off of ChatGPT, so
it's not even in ChatGPT. Yeah, I read it from ChatGPT, but even if you Google it, you will see multiple sources because ChatGPT using
ChatGPT. So
ChatGPT is using external sources. He's not like inventing information.
Now I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna ask ChatGPT when Allah said the land is for the Jews. Is this true? And this is, let's see, it says, you're probably thinking of Surah Al-Madah. It says, "O people, remember the favor of Allah. He appointed prophets. O people, enter the Holy Land." Okay, then he says, and then ChatGPT says, yes, the Quran mentioned that Allah had prescribed the Holy Land for the Israelites in the time of Moses, but it does not mean that it remains an unconditional right forever.
I mean, from what I see,
and this is from ChatGPT.
In Genesis chapter, it's 15. God says, "To your people I gave the land from the river of Egypt to the river."
I'll help you out. It's Genesis 12:3, where it says, "Bless Israel and its descendants."
There are like many quotes from Genesis, not just one. There are like I see at least 3 quotes from Genesis where God promises the land to the Jews.
Okay. But again, that has no relevance to me. I'm agnostic.
I mean, what I'm trying to do is to give you a few different sources of the legitimacy of Jewish people living in this land.
Let's say North Korea made Israel before the Zionists did. Do I have to support North Korea?
I mean, Zionist movement, that's like from what I was taught, because I was a kid who was taught in the elementary schools, high schools in Israel. The Zionist movement is basically people who believe the only home of Jews is in Israel, and their whole ambition is to build a country and a living in Israel. I will say that in addition there was an agenda of getting more land, but it was revoked, and they stopped with this agenda like a long time ago. The first time, yeah, it was getting more land and building the entire big Israel, but nowadays I can speak in the behalf of the entirely nation and the so-called Israelis who live in the land. We just want to live peacefully. And
that's not I already told you this before. In Israel's current government charter, the Likud 1977 platform, their own charter, it says from the river to the sea, it will be Israeli sovereignty that includes the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. You guys don't want to stop at what you already have. You want all of it.
Yeah, there are like some extremists, some people who are more like moderate. And for example,
this is your government.
I'll be honest with you, from my point of view, I do want the Israelis to get the West Bank and Gaza, but why do I want it? It's because I believe there cannot be peace with Palestinians, because I do believe that they hate us because of the sole reason, even if I tell you, in their educational system, that it's not provided by Hamas, but it's provided by the Palestinian הרשות הפלסטינית, I don't know how to say it in English, but like the group that is giving the educational information. Wait, they were taught by since they were born to hate Jews. They see Jews as filthy human beings, as occupiers. How can we make peace with such people?
Hamas's own charter disagrees with you. They make it
Palestinian Authority,
clear that they're not. Here, I will tell you this: if you truly believe that Palestinians hate Jews, and I'm gonna go so extreme to tell you that in the past 20 months in Gaza, none of the Hamas leaders that were killed have ever said anything anti-Semitic. This includes Ismail Haniyeh, this includes Abu Ubaida, this includes
they were orchestrating the 7th of October. What are you talking about?
October 7th was not anti-Semitic. It wasn't just Jews that were killed.
You know, in order, if the goal...
Wait, are you saying only Jewish people were killed on October 7th?
Yeah, but this is what... No, but this is what's so absurd about it, because if the sole purpose of the attack of the 7th of October was to conquer land, you didn't have to mass murder everybody. Filipinos...
Thai Hamas people disagrees with you again. Hamas says their goal was to spread awareness about what's happening in Palestine.
Dude, yes, they were killing kids. I mean, there's a significant difference, mentally, at least mentally, than bombing a kid, then fucking stabbing him in the throat.
Name me one child that was killed on October 7th. Don't say the Bibas family, because they were killed 1 month after in November.
My chat will probably say kids who got killed.
Is there proof that they were killed by Hamas?
Did they receive a heart attack and died? They were fucking beheaded.
Your children were beheaded.
Yeah.
Name me one child that was beheaded.
My chat will say that Tomer Arava was killed in the 7th of October. The family of Kotz was... Carmel Bar was murdered by Hamas. Mishpachat Shlomo was murdered by Hamas. Biba's family was taken hostage. Why would you fucking take an hostage?
Oh my god! No way! Look!
IDF probe, Dikla, Arava, and son Tomer were killed likely by Israeli fire on the 7th of October.
This is Times of Israel. The thing is, I knew about
even though, let's say if it's true, there are enough evidence of Hamas people. It's not lying, so how did the fuck die?
you're lying. You're saying Hamas was beheading children. You're saying Hamas killed Tomer. Although this article says the investigation says they were most likely killed by Israeli fire. I've read this article before. It's so stupid that you're lying on video.
First of all, I didn't lie. I asked my chat. But even though, if there are like cases of Israeli soldiers mistakenly killing other Israelis, it doesn't say that Hamas didn't kill children. Because they were killing elderly, they were killing... They were going to a killing spree. They were under
Hamas,
the...
Hamas probably did kill children. But I don't believe, as you said, they were beheaded. Hamas did not behead.
From what I remember, you said that even the phone call of the Hamas member who's proudly killed 10 people, you said it's fake. How do you know it's fake? So everything that was released by the IDF is fake.
Again, former Israeli soldiers made this show called Fauda, where they had Arab speakers talking Arabic, and they could fake it if they want.
You know that this recording was released in the 7th of October.
Let me tell you my point. If Fauda is a low-budget film that has Arabic speakers, Arab Israeli speakers, what makes you think they didn't hire an Arab Israeli speaker to talk in a
I will tell you from my logic, okay? Because this recording was released in the day of the 7th of October. So instead of going to defend the villages, we go to AI or like we fabricate things. I mean, it was posted in social media.
There's so many times where your government lied. One of your spokesperson, I'm gonna here. This is the funniest thing you guys lied about. There was a spokesperson that went into Gaza. He was in the basement of a hospital. He pointed at a calendar. He said, "This calendar is a plan. Al-Aqsa flood. These are names of Hamas operatives. These are this name Ahmad." He was lying.
Eitan Capshitter, 5 years old, family of Sharabi, were murdered by Hamas. In the end of the day, what happened in the 7th of October is that Hamas members came from the like in foot, from the sea, from the air. They were coming into Israel, and in the beginning they were like mass killing everybody they saw. Doesn't matter who.
Did you
then
see this?
The strategy changed to take hostages.
Do you see this guy?
Yeah.
So he went in a basement. He pointed at a Arabic calendar, and he said it was a list of Hamas names. He lied. He lied. You know, he was turned into a meme. He was literally turned into a meme because he was lying on video.
Lied about what? About names of Hamas members?
Yeah, he said that this calendar. Look at the calendar.
Yeah. Can you zoom in? Go to the photo. Do you know the video of a dead Palestinian that is coming to life after he hears bombing? Israeli soldier claims Arabic calendar is Hamas guardian list.
So he said there were hostages in the basement. He pointed at a calendar. He said this is Hamas names. In reality, he said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He was lying. You guys lie on video. You guys kill paramedics. You put them in a mass grave and you lie about it. And then when video comes out, you get all shy of you guys. And Hind Rajab, a 9-year-old girl that was shot with 355 bullets, the phone call says, that was released by paramedics, the phone call said that when she was in the car, that there are tanks next to me. This is a 9-year-old girl. A 9-year-old girl in a car with all of her dead family members. There's a tank next to me. And you know what happens after she says that? You just hear bullets and bullets and bullets and they kill her. This is on recording.
From my point of view, if there's a nation living peacefully and all they want is to live peacefully, and then the atrocities of the 7th of October.
How do you want to live peacefully when you just said you want to take over the West Bank and Gaza?
I do want to take it because I know the nature of our neighbors. The nature of our neighbors is murderous.
You still never answered my question. Name me one thing that was anti-Semitic that any of the Hamas leaders that were killed and assassinated, the top leaders that were assassinated, give me
For
one
me, it's enough to be recognized as a Hamas member. They should die. Everybody who identifies in a vigilante group who wants to take over my land.
I'm going to tell you a fact that none of the Hamas leaders that were assassinated have ever said anything anti-Semitic. That's just a fact.
What do you mean? I mean, even in the educational system, they see Jews, they teach Jews that they are filthy human beings. I have,
okay, and
there are recordings. There are recordings of former terrorists. There are recordings.
I have videos of Israeli schools.
Let me, wait. There's a Brazilian movie. There's a Brazilian movie. Wait. Third party, Brazilian movie called From the River to the Sea. They brought ex-terrorists, their previous terrorists. They grew up in Gaza. They, as testimonies, they say that when they were in the elementary school, how they teach the math is there were 5 Jews, 3 were killed. How many Jews are left? 2, we're gonna kill them as well. This is how they teach basic math in Gaza. How do you expect us to live peacefully when you brainwash your kids from the day they were born? I'm gonna take a leak. 1 second, I'm back.
Can we watch,
מה יש שם עכשיו על בית המקדש? אז מה יקרה במסגד? אם כן פגש בשנה האחרונה ילד ערבי. איפה? ליד הרקוד. דיברת איתו?
לא, הוא דחף אותה, אבל לא...
ומה קורה כשאתם רואים ילד ערבי? מה אתם מרגישים? זעם? מה קורה כשאתם פוגשים ילד חילוני?
מרחבה, אנחנו חרדים.
למה אתם מרחבים עליו כשאתם ילד חילוני? מה הוא מפסיד?
הוא לא הולך לדרך על כל המינים.
כשאתם חושבים על ירושלים בעוד 10 שנים.
לא חרדים. לא ערבים חלק חרדים.
כולם יהודים, יש גם ערבים שהם עובדים.
כי המשיח, כן, מה אתה אומר?
מה הוא הראה פה צ'אט?
Did you watch the video?
I told you I was taking a look. מה הוא הראה פה צ'אט? לא הבנתי. שנייה, אלך לשים את האוכל במקרר. היי פיינלס, שאני אעבור לקיק, רגע.
מי מאמין שבית המקדש ייבנה בשנים הקרובות? מה יש שם עכשיו על בית המקדש? אז מה יקרה במסגד? אם כן פגש בשנה האחרונה ילד ערבי. איפה? ליד הרקוד. דיברת איתו?
לא, הוא דחף אותה, אבל לא...
ומה קורה כשאתם רואים ילד ערבי? מה אתם מרגישים? זעם? מה קורה כשאתם פוגשים ילד חילוני?
מרחבה, אנחנו חרדים.
They're idiotic kids.
הוא לא הולך לדרך על כל המינים.
כשאתם חושבים על ירושלים בעוד 10 שנים.
לא חרדים. לא ערבים חלק חרדים.
כולם יהודים, יש גם ערבים שהם עובדים.
כי המשיח, כן, מה אתה אומר?
What you were showing is extremist. We don't systematically, we never...
Education system, then the education
listen, I was born and lived in Israel. My teachers never taught me to hate Arabs. We have Arabs who study with us, alongside us. What you were showing is Jewish extremists that us as people from Israel, we have problems with them as well. Some of them do not pay taxes, some of them do not go to the military. They're like very extremist, and I condemn what they're saying.
Hold on. Take what you said right now, but instead of Israelis, just say the Gazan education system.
There's a difference between groups of children who hate other ethnicities
Can we...
than systematically teaching to hate other people.
Can we watch a video of Israeli children saying they want to annihilate everyone in Gaza? Let's watch that. Okay.
Of Gaza.
was shared by the Israeli state-owned TV channel Kan News on their online platforms before being taken down. The children in the video are reportedly from the Gaza envelope settlements, which lie within 7 kilometers of the Gaza Strip. Their populations were evacuated following the Hamas attack on the 7th of October. Turns out this video is indeed real and was posted by the Israeli group The Civil Front. They claim to be...
Can I answer to this with honesty? There are... in Israel, there are like...
Wait, let me guess. Extremists, right?
No, I mean, some yes, but
okay.
my answer to this is there are several groups in Israel that they see the solution of the situation. Some of them say, yeah, we need to exterminate Hamas, we need to expel the Gazans because there's the only solution.
Some of them say they want to kill the Jews.
I'm trying to do a respectful conversation.
Well, you're generalizing the whole education system in Gaza.
Some people
they have the highest literacy rate in the Middle East, which is
some people see as the solution is to take the land because
like you.
Yeah, because I think that, I mean, if you cannot do peace with people, if there was a promise to us that they will get the land. Wait, because wait, in the end of the day, in the end of the day,
because of their education system. But when I show you videos of Israelis saying the same thing,
in the end of the day, my friend.
Oh, extremists!
But in the end of the day, okay, Gaza received billions of dollars to make the second Singapore, to make a good living for Gazans. What they did is building tunnels.
I already told you this. Hamas and Palestinians are not from Gaza. They don't want to live in Gaza. They want to go back into Haifa. They want to go back to Sfat. They want to go back to Yerushalayim. They want to go back to Hebron. They want to go back to where
when the borders were open in the second Intifada, there were suicide bombings. The fact that we builded walls and we don't let every Palestinian into our land is because of the terrorism. Because there were times when the borders were open, there was a direct train, by the way, from Israel to Gaza, and people from Gaza could have crossed back to Israel. But after the second Intifada, when people were bombing and there were suicide bombings in buses and etc., so yeah, there were limits. But if we knew for certainty that Gaza will the Gazan civilians will receive funds and they will invest them into building a better life for themselves, we have no problem with living with them and to open our borders. We want nothing but peace. But when people are screaming Allahu Akbar and exploding in buses and bus stations, of course, we don't want to live.
Why are you acting like Israelis didn't do the same thing? There was a Jewish underground group that was planning to blow up buses. There are Israelis that blew up mayors of Palestinian cities in the West Bank. You can look it up. They literally blew them up. Not only that, some of them were pardoned by the prime minister. They were supposed to spend 8 years in prison. They only went for 2 years. You also had, Baruch Goldstein, who was a part of Kach, and he committed a massacre inside of the patriarch of Hebron. You also have a bunch of other things. Hold on, I want to show you the Palestinian mayor's wheelchair, blown up legs. I want to show you this.
There were like extreme actions that happened to the other side. I agree with you. But none of those were systematically.
In the Intifadas, more Palestinians were killed, twice the amount than Israelis. You know that, right?
Also, twice as the citizens of Berlin were killed in comparison with the British citizens. There was bombs on the West Bank more than 45 years ago.
Yeah, this is
But your comparison is false, because with your idea of how many were killed in each side, it makes the Nazis right in the Second World War, because more people in Germany died, like in comparison with the UK and the United States. More people that were civilians in Germany died. It doesn't make you right.
Does that make sense? Oh, just because you die more doesn't make you... I'm not saying the Intifadas were right, obviously not. I'm saying that Palestinians were affected more than the Israelis. It doesn't make you right, of course, but I'm just letting you know that Israelis were more affected than Palestinians were affected more than Israelis.
In the end of the day, you know, we have...
Because you're complaining
I'm a YouTuber,
about
by the way. I'm a YouTuber, okay? We have Arab YouTubers here, like Butinio, like Frenzy. They're both Arabs. They have a lot of fans, Jewish fans. I mean, we as a people, we do not hate Arabs or other ethnicities just for being different from us.
I can say the same thing about Hamas's leadership that were assassinated. None of them have ever said anything anti-Semitic. And you can ask your chat to find a quote from Sinwar or Abu Ubaid or any of the leaders that were assassinated.
Their charter, the goal of Hamas organization is to bring back their land.
Don't lie. I literally read you. I can pull up the charter again from an Israeli source. I read it to you. It says they affirm their conflict is with the Zionists, not with the Jews. So, Jewish Virtual Library, Hamas Principles and Policies, Article 16.
By Wikipedia, the goal of the Hamas is building a Palestinian Muslim state from the river to the sea.
Yeah. Okay. Wikipedia is controlled by Naftali Bennett, but this is Jewish Virtual Library.
What is Hamas charter? Doctrine of Hamas.
I have it right here. This is a Jewish source. I mean, you can read it. It says Hamas affirms that its conflict is with the Zionist project, now with the Jews because of their religion. Then I want to show you a video of Naftali Bennett, who said he controls Wikipedia.
I mean, the flag of Hamas is even... Wait, Hamas flag?
Here it is. You can listen to this.
YCTF, in conjunction with My Israel, has arranged Instruction Day for wiki editors. The goal of the day is to teach people how to edit in Wikipedia.
להגיד שחמאס המטרה שלהם זה לא להשתלט על ישראל ולסלק את היהודים זה מטורף.
Information Day in the world. As a way of example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys who influence what is written there, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature.
I came here to learn more about how we as Israelis and as Jews can defend Israel online, on the internet, and particularly in Wikipedia in this case. Wikipedia is a bit of a complex system and it's sometimes hard to figure out the rules. I personally tried to edit things in Wikipedia that were against Israel, small things, and my changes were erased or undone, and I didn't understand why.
Do you say? Do you hear? הוא הלך. ואללה בוא נעבור לבן אדם הבא. עוד הבן אדם שאומר שהצ'ארטר של חמאס זה לא להשתלט על ארץ ישראל, זה מטורף אחי. כן, אני מסכים, היו אנשים קיצוניים מהצד היהודי אחי, כמו באור גולדשטיין אחי, שעשו דברים לא דברים אחי. זה לא אבל דבר שיטתי. זה לא בקנה מידה גדול של תנועה.
Hey, where you from?
I'm from Israel.
What you think about Palestine, bro?
What do I think about Palestine? What do you mean? The people, the country, the what?
Everything. What do you think about it? Like the country, people, what do you think?
I think that Palestine is a made-up thing.
Why?
Because they never had the leader, they never had elections, for example, they never had rulers, they never had history over the land.
So you think Israel should just take over there? Is what you're saying?
I mean, nowadays they do have
חפשן חוד, $3.33. אחי תראה לא את פיינירס אוף, תאמר לו תוכנית טלוויזיה של חמאס ששודר לילדי עזה על שנאת יהודים ועל זה שהם צריכים לגדול להיות שהידים מול אויב היהודי, כלומר מחבלים מתאבדים. זה נחשב לעיני רבים לפיסת פרופגנדה ילדים הכי אלימה שהייתה קיימת.
אני מסכים איתך, אני יודע את זה. תודה על התרומה, חפשן חוד. גם ככה עברנו בן אדם. איזה קטע, כל מי שרואה שאני מישראל ישר שואל אותי על פלסטין.
Are you a Zionist?
Yeah.
Why are you a Zionist? Why are you not an anti-Zionist?
I mean, the idea of being a Zionist, is to see the legitimacy of
Zionism
Jews living in Israel.
It sees the legitimacy in terrorism and genocide. Retzach Am.
I mean, me as a Zionist, I know what a Zionist means. I was raised and born in Israel.
I know what Zionism is as an anti-Zionist as well, believe it or not.
So what is Zionism in your point of view?
It's not like something that you just define. We understand the situation well.
So what is Zionism?
Zionism is.
Educate me.
No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Why not? If you're an anti-Zionist, and my point of view of what being a Zionist...
Because I'm not your teacher. Like, you know how to do shit.
We have different definitions of being a Zionist.
But like, does reality bend to definitions? No.
A Zionist is to believe the legitimacy of the Jews to live in Israel, and that's it. That's
there
a Zionist.
There is no Israel, and there is no the Jews.
What do you mean?
So there's no legitimacy to that. So Zionism is wrong.
What is Zionism in your point of view?
Zionism, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really exist. It's bullshit. It's an occupation. It's a front for occupation, settler occupation.
Occupation. So you believe that the Israeli land should belong to the Palestinians?
So there's no such thing as Israeli land. There's Palestinian land, and Palestinian land is being denied to them by Zionists. Yeah, I believe that Palestinians should be in their own land, and that Zionists should be out of the land that they stole.
Who was the first Palestinian?
Who's the first man?
I can tell you the first Jew was Abram.
Well, fuck Abram and his mother. She's a cunt.
I mean, I didn't know them. Maybe she was a cunt. It was thousands of years ago. But tell me one leader of the Palestinians, prime minister, president. When were they ever a country?
You need a prime minister or a president for this to be a country.
I mean, I can tell you...
For you to be a nation, you need to have like a recognizable state sovereignty in a land. So it has to fit within these small bounds for it to be recognized. But what is recognition in the first place? Recognition comes from Western colonialism, and it comes from the United Nations, which is an arm of Western colonialism. So all of these questions are illegitimate in the first place.
I can tell you rich history of 1400 years of Jews living in the land of Israel.
Your accent proves it. You're a colonizer. Your accent is made up. Hebrew is not like a language that is native to your people.
Hebrew is the language of the Bible, the original language.
Yeah,
this is my accent. What does my accent have anything to do with?
Yeah. Like let's talk about it. Like modern Hebrew is not biblical Hebrew.
You're living in the United States. The United States is occupied from the Native Americans.
Like biblical Hebrew speakers did not sound like how you sound. That came about in the 1800s.
How do you know how the Israelis or my ancestors sounded?
Because it was a dead language.
Because it was a dead language, you retard! This is common fucking knowledge!
It was invented. It wasn't a dead language. It was invented by...
Do you think I'm stupid? I'm a linguist. I understand accents. I understand words. I understand where this shit comes from. I understand dead languages. I study dead languages. I study Hebrew, biblical Hebrew.
Okay, so there was biblical Hebrew, and then Eliezer ben Yehuda...
Biblical Hebrew, and then there was a revival by the Zionist movement. The Zionist movement then revived it and made it into something different. It is the language of the occupation of Palestine, of the colonial occupation of Palestine.
Who made the name Palestine?
Oh my God. Who gave you the name Israel?
It was one of the sons.
Who gives a shit about names?
It was one of the sons of Abraham. His name was Israel.
There's a colonial occupation going on with Zionism. Zionism wants the land. You just want to deny the legitimacy of the name or their peoplehood so you can legitimize your colonization.
The
of the
Roman
land.
Empire called it for the first time Palestine.
Here comes the
it was
bullshit
Israel.
historical nonsense. Oh, we're the Jews, and you need to kowtow to our version of history.
No, it's a well-known history. What other legitimacy you have by not?
Like it's retarded. Like your whole fucking theology.
You're actually is retarded
it's
because
literally more retarded than Trump MAGA.
How can you have legitimacy without history? How can you have legitimacy without history?
Delusional.
What gives you legitimacy without history? Why would I ignore? Why would I ignore?
Ignorance. You are not in alignment.
Why are you so
with
mad?
God.
You see,
you are not
on the one
with
hand,
God. You
on the
left God.
The
if
first,
you were once a Jew,
there's a person talking with you with nothing but respect and wants a normal conversation, and you're just being.
You forfeited your Jew to be a Zionist.
What do you think about the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I think it was a wonderful thing. It was not a murder. It was a killing.
You know that Charlie Kirk says that you can tell a lot by a person.
Charlie Kirk was a good man who should have been slaughtered.
Charlie Kirk also said that you can tell how a person is by how he reacts to somebody who's dead. I think that everybody, I think that anyone who celebrates the death of other person
I celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk.
That makes you a shit human being.
You celebrate the death of Palestinian children.
I never celebrate the death of dead Palestinians.
You celebrate mass death.
I celebrate the death of people who want to kill me for the Sharia law. Yeah. If there's a group,
because the Zionist is never
if there are Muslim groups who believe that I should live by the Sharia law and they see me as a sinner who took their land, yes, I will be happy if a terrorist is dead. Charlie Kirk wasn't a terrorist. He was just debating.
A Zionist is always a killer. Zionists should be mass murdered.
You don't even know what is a Zionist. You're a brainwashed little girl from the United States. You live, this land was occupied from the Native Americans. You literally live, it's also not your land. What are you doing in the United States? What are you doing in the United States?
It's stolen land.
It's not stolen land. I have 1400 years of proof.
Stolen land.
So give me proof. How is it stolen?
Palestine. Palestinians are proof, but you don't listen to
Palestine was invented by the Romans. You moron, know your history.
It relies on the denial of another nation to affirm your own fake nation.
How is it fake nation? It's the most ancient nation. We're the most ancient nation worldwide. All the other religions came from Judaism. It was the first religion.
The memory of Palestine. And they say, see, Palestine never existed. Even though it was literally right there. The British Mandat of Palestina. Your denial of Palestine is delusional.
What is Palestine? Tell me what it is.
Oh my God, what is Israel? Tell me what is Israel?
It's the son of Abram. His name was Israel.
There is no
And there was the kingdom of Israel.
Abram's dead now.
Yeah, but there was a kingdom named Israel.
Kingdom of Israel does not exist.
It did exist in the past.
Alongside
the kingdom of Judea.
Yeah, and it's gone.
So what you're saying to me that
I'm saying that Israel does not exist.
If the United States, if the United States, okay, so Palestine was existing in the past. Now we are here. There's no Palestine. It existed in the past. It's the same logic. It's same logic. No,
it exists today.
Deal with
Palestine still exists. Palestine still exists over all of that.
We're gonna see about it in a couple of years.
You're not gonna see anything. You're gonna see about your ship getting capsized in the Mediterranean.
You're so worried about other opposite opinions that you would not even let me speak and educate you. Yeah, because you're a brainwashed girl. Have you ever been in Palestine? Have you ever been in Palestine? Have you ever been in Palestine or Israel?
I care about Canaan.
Have you ever been here? Have you ever been in Israel? Have you ever been in Israel? Have you ever been in Israel? So Palestine. Have you ever been in this land?
Or an Israeli.
Have you ever lived there? Have you ever seen?
There's no such thing as something called Israel. Israel doesn't exist.
Israel
was legitimacy to anything.
Israel was a kingdom and still a country.
It was a kingdom, and no longer does it exist anymore. So that's Israel. It's gone.
It's definitely not the same thing it used to be.
It doesn't exist.
What gives you? Wait, I'm gonna ask you something different. What gives you What gives people the legitimacy to build a country, to be an independent country?
To be the owners of the land.
And Israel, the Israelis bought land.
Occupiers.
It's not occupy. It's not.
They
It's not
occupied
occupation.
And they bought about 7% of Palestine.
What happened is that the UN suggested two land solution,
and then they created an army that took over Palestine, and then created their so-called Israel, even though Palestine is still here. You're still standing on Palestine. But why is this? Israel doesn't exist.
You do not look at facts. I'm gonna give you a question. Were Palestinians offered an independent country in 1947?
An independent country in 1947. Where was that country? Did it have contiguous land?
What?
Did it have contiguous land like the Jewish state did?
What do you mean continuous land?
Contiguous.
I don't know this word.
To the land. Where was the Arab state? Where was the Arab Palestinian state?
There were Arabs and Jews living in this land.
Okay, so where was
then the UN suggested two-state solution.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the British Peel Commission.
Yeah.
Talking about 1947. Where was the Arab state? Where was it? Where was it? On the land in Palestine, where was the Arab state?
What do you mean?
In Israel, where was the state located for Arabs?
There were the partition plan. There were like land that was given to the Jews. Land was given to the Arabs. They rejected this offer and they opened the war.
A larger allotment when they owned very little and they were a minority, whereas Palestinians owned the majority and were given a small amount.
They sold their land.
Their land did not intersect. Does Gaza? Can you drive from Gaza to the West Bank or vice versa?
It used to be like this. It was they had open borders until they started to suicide bomb.
Yeah.
אחי, בחורה הזויה באמת. אמרתי את זה מלא פעמים. היא אומרת שאנחנו occupiers. אמרתי, את חיה במדינה שכבשו אותה גם, כאילו מהנייטיב אמריקאנס. זה דוקטור $3 ביום שיהרגו אותה, אני אצא לרחובות ויחלק שווארמה חינם מהבת זונה. תכף נכנסת לעזה, שורפים אותה חיה, תקבלים מחלות בכל הגוף. כן, זה מטורף. דוקטור, תודה על התרומה. רונן, אני שונא כאלה יותר גרועים מערבים באמא שלי. וזה אוטיסט הזה בצד שם. תודה אריזונה. תודה לך בשנכון. תודה לדניאל ביג'י, החבר מועדון, אחי, אני אוהב אותך. אחי, הם פשוט... היא אומרת לי, אין דבר כזה ישראל. אני אומר לה, אני יכול לתת לך עובדות של 1400 שנה, כאילו, על נוכחות ישראלית בשטח, על זה, על מה את מדברת. אבל אפשר להבין רק מזה שהיא חוגגת את המוות של צ'רלי קרק, שהיא פשוט זוהמה אנושית, הבת זונה הזאת. יש פה אנשים ישנים. בן של יצחק, נכון. מי זה? ישראלי בכלל. הלו. כיף חלק?
אלחמדולillah.
You live in the United States? שלום עליכם.
What?
Do you live in the United States? Where are you from?
Yes, I do. That's where I'm from.
What do you think about what's happening in Israel and Gaza and all these things?
I don't know a lot.
I see. So you're just a peaceful man who wants to live peacefully.
Yes, of course. I think everyone wants to live peacefully.
Yeah. I mean, we want to live peacefully. Hopefully, there will be peace very soon.
Do you think there should be two states?
I mean, if I was told for certainty that there will be no aggression from the Palestinian state, because, you know, I mean, Gaza was like freely operating from 2005 and Hamas took over and they received a lot of money and they built a network of missiles and underground tunnels and stuff like this. If they were investing their money into making Gaza paradise, if they're like a promise that they're going to invest funds into building a beautiful Gaza, beautiful Palestine, yeah, I will have no problem living alongside them, open borders and stuff like this. But a lot
that's good. With Netanyahu, he doesn't want that.
Because Netanyahu is scared that in the second that they receive independence and they have a country, they're going to attack Israel again.
Okay.
I mean, because history proves that, you know. I mean, they were they were offered to receive an independent land several times from 1947, and they denied it every time, and there were like cruelty from their side, and also some Israeli cruelty as well, yeah, but I can tell you as a previous combat soldier in the IDF, I mean, people of Israel just want to live peacefully, you know, we have no problem, we don't hate Arabs, we have a good life, we have good jobs, we have good salaries, we think about building families and living peacefully. And Hamas, I mean, their sole purpose is to take the land.
What city are you in?
What?
What city are you in?
I live in Ramle, if you know it.
Yeah. So if a Palestinian said, I want to get Israeli citizenship, what happens?
I mean, nowadays it's more tricky. I mean, there are Arabs who have Israeli citizenship, but I mean, because of the tension between the sides, I don't know actually what will happen. I think that they will firstly, he will have to get a work permit and live in Israel, and maybe somehow he will get a citizenship. But I mean,
when they live in Israel, will they see a lot of racism?
I mean, there are Arabs in Israel. Some of them get racism towards them, some of them not. I mean, the racism from Israeli Jews towards Arabs is from experience, you know, because some of them were hurt. For example, me, okay? I was working in a gas station like 10 years ago, and I was mugged by Arabs, okay? And from my childhood in Ramle, because it's a mixture of Jews.
When you say Arabs, you mean Palestinians or?
It's not Palestinians, it's just Arabs who identify. I mean, they're Muslim Arabs. I mean, I had a lot of struggles as a kid and with Arabs. So, like, when you get bad experience over time, again and again and again, so you start to be suspicious from the other side, you know, and his agenda towards you. I mean, in the end of the day, if nobody hurts you, you will not hurt them back. I mean, if an Arab is good to me and is smiling, I mean, I do have Arab friends. They identify as Christians, to be honest. One of them is Muslim, and we have nothing but respect for each other, because I mean, the majority of the Israelis, they judge from actions and not from if you're an Arab or a Muslim or a Palestinian. And I mean, there are Israelis who don't like Muslims and Arabs and stuff like this, but I mean, I genuinely think that if there were no aggression from Palestinians or from Gaza or from the West Bank, we would have a peaceful life here. And 21% of people who live in Israel are Arabs, by the way. 21% are citizens of Israel.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Have you ever been in Israel, by the way?
Me? No.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can come. And
I don't.
What?
I don't want to.
Why not?
There's a war.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that it's like a life risking for us. Like back in the days with Iran, there were many ballistic missiles fired here, but now it's pretty peaceful. I mean, in Gaza it's risky, but in Israel it's pretty chill. Well, my friend, it was wonderful to talk with you. Have a great day, man. Bye bye. מה זה? Hello.
Hello, where are you from?
I'm from Israel.
You are a YouTuber?
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber.
And you are live stream right now?
I'm live streaming now, yeah.
Oh, can you tell me about your channel?
It's RonenGG. I will type
it here. Can you type bro? Sorry.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh wow, I wanna check on YouTube. Oh yeah. Wow. I will famous? I don't know.
Some people can say I'm famous.
Oh my god damn. What the heck? I'm so serious. Sorry, bro.
Why are you hiding now?
I'm sorry. Oh wow,
I mean, I'm basically here to ask people what do you think about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Wow. Sorry, bro. I don't speak about this because I love peace. I hope our relationship Israel with Palestine maybe good. Ya, intinya saya berharap yang terbaik gitu.
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to say to the audience?
Wow. But no, I'm not India. I'm not India, guys.
Okay, well, it was wonderful to meet you. אז בן אדם מצחיק. טוב. יש לו להגים. עוד פעם, ראיתי אותו כבר. צריך אולי לשנות מדינה. בואו נשנה את שאתה אומרים, הולנד או אנגליה. רוסיה, לא, מה יש לדבר עם רוסים עכשיו? בקושי הם יודעים אנגלית. גרמניה. בואו נעשה אנגליה. אנגליה יש להם הרבה אנשים שלא מחבבים אותנו. Hello? Hello. How are you, my friend?
You're from Israel, brother, yeah?
Yeah, I'm from Israel. How are you?
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Name is Ronen. I'm basically a streamer, a YouTuber, and I'm here to ask people what do you think about the Israeli and Palestinian conflict.
Okay.
Do you have an opinion?
As a matter of fact, I'm Iranian.
You're Iranian? Oh, my friend.
Yeah.
And you live in the UK? Or it's a VPN?
Yes.
What do you think about the situation between Iran and Israel?
The thing is, as an Iranian, we don't want a war with Israel, but Israel should protect from Iran against her.
Do you support the Ayatollah and all the regime in Iran?
No.
No.
The people, they are against the regime. We don't want them, and Israel execute some leaders, and that was good.
Do you believe that the majority of Iranians, they oppose the regime? They don't want the regime of Iran, of the Ayatollah regime?
The thing is, we need a regime change in Iran.
The regime change in Iran, you mean?
Yeah, we need.
Do you think that it will ever happen, that Iran and Israel will get back to being friends?
Why not?
I mean, a lot of Israelis, they love Iranians. We see you as our friends because there's a long friendship in the past. And we don't like the regime as well. I think it's doing bad impact to Iranians.
Yeah. The normal people like me, we don't want war. I think we are all brothers with Israel people, with Palestinian people. But the fault is from our government.
Yeah, I see. Have you ever lived in Iran?
Yeah, 2 years ago I was in Iran.
And why did you leave? I mean, to get a better life in the UK?
I escaped, yeah.
Was it hard or it was fluid? You just moved to the UK, or it was complex?
Yeah. It was hard. It needs money and some kind of that.
Did you move with your family?
No, unfortunately, they are still in Iran, but maybe one day they came here. Pray for me.
My friend, I want to tell you that I pray that there will be a different life in Iran, and maybe you will meet with your family again.
Thank you.
It was nice talking to you, man. Take care. Bye bye.
My pleasure.
טוב. מה זה? בחור טוב לאבד. פסי אחלה גבר, אחי. ברח מאיראן לגור בזה, זה המשפחה שלו. זה קדר. Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Are you Muslim? What do you think about what's going on between Israel and the Palestinians?
I think you guys, do you know who Pharaoh is? Pharaoh, do you know Pharaoh?
Pharaoh?
Pharaoh, the Pharaoh.
The Pharaoh, yeah, from Egypt. What
I
about
think
him?
you guys are the same as the Pharaoh.
Why?
Moses, he fought for the Bani Israel. Moses, he fought, you know, he was at Mount Sinai. God told him, confront the Pharaoh and grant freedom for the oppression of the Bani Israel.
Okay, all right.
If Moses was alive today, he'd say, what you guys do to these people is what the Pharaoh did to the Bani Israel.
Yeah, but it wasn't always like this. There were open borders in the past. I mean, the Palestinians had the freedom to move to Israel and the opposite. But since the second Intifada, things changed.
But you don't represent Moses. You know, Moses, he is against you. You are not the true followers of Moses.
We are the descendants of Moses. What do you mean?
But you don't follow him.
I mean, in the end of the day, I mean, if there's a nation who is attacking you, like in the 7th of October, what should you do? We have the right to defend ourselves.
But you don't follow Moses. You are not one of his people.
Why not?
He fought for oppression as well.
He fought for oppression to...
Against the Pharaoh.
Israel were slaves of the Egyptians, and then he freed them, and then his replacement was Yeshua bin Nun, and then they received the land, the promised land from God. Even the Quran said that the promised land is given to the Jews. And what we're doing is living peacefully in Israel, and Hamas is attacking us by shooting missiles, and what they did on the 7th of October was a killing spree that a lot of people died, innocent people. So...
But you are not killing... Whilst killing Hamas, you are also killing 100,000 of other people.
Yes, because in war there are civilian casualties. Also in the Second World War, I mean, there were German people who did not kill Jews, or they did not kill anybody who died in the process.
Well, we have a code of conduct in war. When in war, you cannot kill the children, you cannot kill the elderly, you cannot destroy the place of worship, and you cannot
My friend, you are living now in the United Kingdom, right?
Yes.
The United Kingdom also did war crimes against the Germans in the Second World War.
Yes, which we don't condone.
In the end of the day, when there's a war, there are casualties. I mean, it's sad, but...
religion has a code. A religion has a code of conduct for war. In Muslims, you can't kill children, you can't destroy the place of worship.
So why did Hamas kill children in the 7th of October if they're Muslims?
Because they are... These groups, they don't care about Islam, they have political agenda. What they do is political agenda. It's not in the name of religion.
Do you believe that Jews have the right to live in Israel?
Yeah.
Do you believe that the Arabs have the right? The Palestinians, the Gazans, the people who live in the West Bank, do they have a right?
Yeah.
So what is your solution then? What do you think should happen?
I don't know. There's too much now. Too much has happened.
But by the way, when Hamas, because you say they have political agenda, when they're committing their war crimes or like crimes against humanity, they scream Allahu Akbar. So they do it in the name of Allah.
Are you sure they do it in the name of Allah?
Yeah, why do they yell Allahu Akbar before they commit crimes? They're doing it for Allah because they believe that, according to the Hadith, Jews are sinners.
They're not doing this for Allah.
What?
They're not doing this for Allah.
So why do they yell Allahu Akbar?
Let's say when you're a 3-year-old, when your parents are killed in front of you, when your family is killed in front of you, what do you think is going to happen? Is he going to grow up to be peaceful, or is he going to grow up to be mental? Is he going to grow up to be a psychopath? What's he going to grow up to be?
I do believe that there are like mental consequences to see atrocities at a young age, like your family is being murdered. But if they weren't murdered just for fun, you know, it's not that the Israeli combat soldiers woke up one day and they say, okay, let's kill as many Palestinians as we can. There are consequences.
But when he sees that, when he sees his family completely wiped out, what's he gonna do? He wants revenge now. He says these people killed my. I want revenge. Who's he gonna join for this revenge? Who's he gonna join?
Probably the Hamas.
Yeah, but he's gonna join them for his revenge. He's gonna join them because he wants vengeance for the people that have killed his family. So it's a cycle. You cannot defeat terrorism by bombs. The way you guys are doing it, you will.
So how can you fight terrorism if not with aggression?
You will create more. There's gonna be more Hamas members. The children now that have seen their family die, they're future Hamas members, and the cycle will continue. This cycle will continue. You are not gonna destroy this.
So how? So there has to be a solution, right? What's the solution if not with aggression?
They need to have their rights. They need to.
But Palestinians received several times during the history the opportunity to build a sovereign country, to have independence, and they refused.
Well, they need to have their rights back, you know. They've been taken away from their homes. They've been forced out from their homes. They're controlled by a foreign occupation. You need to solve the root problem.
That's the problem. I mean, if one side believes there's an occupation and there's no right for Jews to live in the land, the jihad is the struggle to the freedom from the river to the sea. This is what they believe, that this land should...
Jews lived there before. Jews lived there before Israel created. Jews lived happily there before the creation of Israel.
Wait, who lived before the creation of Israel? Jesus, you said?
No, there was Jews living in Palestine before.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a rich history of at least 1400 years of Jews living in Israel. There was the kingdom of Judea, kingdom of Israel. There are no evidence of anything cultural for Palestinians, a folklore or like leaders or stuff like this.
That's not the problem. The problem is they were forced out. The Palestinian people have been forced out their homes. You know, Israelis have a birthright to move there. They have a birthright, but the Palestinians cannot return to their home. But someone from America, he's Israeli here, and he now has a birthright to those places.
I mean, in the end of the day, you live in the United Kingdom and you don't have a birthright there, right? I mean, a lot of territories, they were occupied in the past. I mean, the British... You hear? טוב, גם ככה זה מצא את עצמו. פאק. 5 חודש ספייס איתי. תודה רבה אחי, אגב התרומות, תודה ללירון, כתב רונני אחי, תודה רבה על $2 אח שלי, תודה למשתמשי פורטנייט על $2, כתב רונן חולה לתוכן שלך, אוהב אותך אחי. אני אשמח שלך תמודים יפרסם את הערוץ בקיק, אנחנו נעבור אליו, וואו אני כבר 2.5 בלייב, איך הזמן טס, what the fuck. נעבור לזה בחצי שעה הקרובה. הלו. תודה די, הנה הגבר. בוא נעבור להולנד. נדרלנדס. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, my friend?
Bine, frate, tu?
What?
You speak Romanian?
No, unfortunately. You speak English?
English, no.
Okay. בעיה שלא מדבר אנגלית.
Shalom.
Shalom. Are you from the Netherlands?
Gaming setup, I see.
Yeah, it's a gaming setup.
And you have a medal from YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I'm a
you're
YouTuber. Vlogging and doing all sorts of content. Right now I'm live streaming.
So now you're live streaming without my permission.
If you don't want to be shown, I can skip you.
Yeah. Don't show my face, trust me.
מה אני עושה איתך?
מה איתך, שלב? יש פה הרבה יצורים שיוצאים לי בהולנד. נחזור לארצות הברית. What the fuck?
Allahu Akbar.
What do you think about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
I will kill you.
You wanna kill me?
Yeah.
Why? What did I do to you? Why do you wanna kill me?
You are killing children.
I mean, the Hamas are killing children.
No, you are killing children and women.
Yeah, but Hamas did it in the 7th of October. I mean, they went to a killing spree.
Just I will kill you, just men.
Just men will kill
No
me.
children, no women, just men.
Do you live in the United States?
No,
Where are you from?
from Palestine.
Where in Palestine? West Bank, Gaza.
No,
So where do you live?
Haifa.
You live in Haifa.
Yeah.
And do you think Jews have the right to live in Israel?
No,
Why not?
it's not their country.
אתה מדבר בעברית?
I can't understand you.
You live in Israel and you don't speak Hebrew?
Yeah?
I see. So you don't like Jews and you live in Haifa. You live in Israel. Why do you live there then? Why not in the West Bank?
Oh, I live in Palestine, not Israel.
Yeah, but you live alongside the Israelis and Jews.
No, bro. It's our country.
Why is it your country?
Because you just...
I mean, I'm... פשוט תהליך אותי. איזה מצחיק. אני רוצה להרוג אותך, זאת המדינה שלי. Hello? Are you here? I can't hear you. The fuck? נעבור לצרפת, יאללה. פרנס. The fuck? Hello? How are you, Anarchist? Hello. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Hello from Israel, my friends. How are you?
Oh, you Israel, fuck you, man.
Why? Why fuck me? מצחיק, אחי. Oh, you from Israel.
Au niveau du...
Hello.
Salut.
How are you, my friend? I'm from Israel.
From France.
What do you think about what's happening between the Gazans and Israel?
I love Jesus.
You love who? What the fuck? I love Jesus. כמו ששמעתי. Hello?
Yo, where you from?
I'm from Israel.
For real?
Yeah.
Like, your face is a bit Arabic.
Yeah, look Arabic a little bit.
Where are you streaming? What application?
I mean, I'm streaming on YouTube right now. I'm asking people, what do you think about the situation in Gaza?
Oh, so what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, the Israelis, they want peace. I think they reached a point that they don't think that there will be peace because after what happened in the 7th of October, And
yeah, okay.
I mean, basically what I'm rooting for is Hamas disarming, throwing their guns, and releasing the hostages, and hopefully the war will end.
So you think the war can end like when?
If Hamas disarm, they give up, they release the hostages. In the second that it happens, the war will end.
What's the definition of a war for you? What's the definition? Like, I don't think it's a war.
So what do you think it is?
I think a war is like a confrontation between two nations or two groups, but armed groups, you know?
Yeah, but Hamas is armed.
Do you think like it's no? But if we talk about Gaza, if you talk people of Gaza,
okay,
how much there is kill people?
How many people were dead in Gaza? You ask. Between 60 to 70,000.
70,000 people killed.
Out of 2 million, yeah.
Okay, it's a little bit. Okay, so it's normal. It's a war.
I mean, yeah, in a war there are civilian casualties. It happened also in Second World War, and nobody wants casualties.
It's not because it happens between during the World War II that it needs to come to happen now. Why
now, you ask?
We want to do always the same mistakes. Why?
What do you mean? You ask why the war is happening now?
No, like we train to say that okay, there is in all wars there is like civilians, people were dead and stuff, but like why are we doing the same mistake? What they did?
I mean, because it's inevitable. I mean, you cannot make war without having casualties. In the end of the day, yeah. But listen, if Hamas is building terrorist facilities inside of mosques, under hospitals, in schools, how can you defeat Hamas without damaging mosques and hospitals and stuff like this? Under Shifa hospitals, there were like tons of armory and arsenal of Hamas warriors. So if they use civilian buildings, schools, hospitals, mosques, I mean, having casualties is inevitable. Israel is doing all of they are doing all of their efforts. They're warning the civilians before they attack. And Hamas, on the other hand, they are trying to make the civilians to not escape. They're literally shooting them if they escape because they want them as human shields. So in the end of the day, we don't want to risk too many lives of young soldiers. I mean, in Israel, when you turn 18, you must join the army. It's a rule over here. And
so you think it's totally legitimate what the Israel, like what Tzahal is doing is totally legitimate?
Is it legitimate? I mean, there are civilian casualties. Some of them could have been avoided, and there are mistakes because Gaza is very crowded. It's, 2 million people live in not such a big territory, and they have a lot of high buildings of sniper locations. They have underground tunnels. I mean, it's really hard to conduct war because what Hamas did is to build a very strategic place to have an advantage to the day when the IDF will invade. And the reason that the war is happening is because of the 7th of October.
Like, honestly, what I think is like Israel can end the war in Gaza in like 2 or 3 days. But they don't want to do it now. And I think like Gaza is nothing for them. I think they have a big project, so you know it, big Israel. I think everybody knows it. Gaza is nothing for them, and I think that every country around Israel is going to be next. Every country is going to be next.
It's not true.
No, bro, you know it's like you're not gonna tell me that like Torah, Talmud and stuff is they use them. They use there's books to gonna make it, you know.
There are some extreme groups, yes, that they believe the Talmud and stuff like this. And in the end of the day, I mean, I was serving in the military in Israel.
Oh, you from Sahel?
I was in Sahel, yeah. I was a combat soldier. And we don't have any intentions. I mean, for example, until 1967, Gaza was ruled by Egypt. I mean, Israel took it, and then they wanted to give back to Egypt the Sinai Desert and Gaza. The Egyptians said, "Fuck no, we don't want anything to do with the population who lives in Gaza." I mean, they deny the Palestinians to move to the Egyptian borders, and in the end of the day, I mean, we just want peace. I mean, for example, in 2005. Hamas were the elected party to govern over Gaza. They received a lot of money from Qatar and all over the world, and instead of investing the money to build a better life, they invested it in weaponry, and they invested in missiles and building tunnels and stuff like this. I mean, for Jews, if we knew for certainty that we can live peacefully alongside them, we will do it. We have no doubt. What we're trying to achieve, we are wishing that the Lebanese government will have peaceful relationship with Israel. We want peace with Syria. We want peace with everybody. But if we have neighbors that their sole purpose is to murder us, the Hezbollah is openly stated and showed all over social media how they plan to take over the Golan Heights. They have a plan how to invade into Israel. So we as a country, we believe that if somebody says it point blank to everybody, we plan into invading into Israel, we believe them and we take action against that. For example, the Iranian regime, they openly said that they are developing nuclear weapons, and what we did is we took action in order to avoid them to reach uranium and to destroy Israel. But I can tell you for certainty, my friend, Israel do not want to occupy any more land, but there are parties that they believe that we should take over Gaza, take over the West Bank, because we cannot have crazy neighbors living with us.
Okay. I understand. What's your channel? So I can...
אני אגיד לכם דוגרי, כאילו, אם יכלנו לחיות בשלום עם הפלסטינים או עם הערבים, והם יהיו ביהודה ושומרון, ועזה, מצידי תפתחו את השטחים, בוא נבקר בעזה, הם יבקרו אצלנו, והם באמת היו חבר'ה שרוצים לחיות איתנו כמו באירופה, לא יודע כמה מכם שהייתם באירופה, אתם יכולים לנסוע מהולנד לצרפת, מצרפת ברכבת ישירות לאנגליה, כאילו הכל שם פתוח. אני בכיף הייתי רוצה שהשטחים יהיו פתוחים ושנחיה בשלום, אבל אם יש צד אחד שרוצה לרצוח אותנו, אז זה לא אפשרי, אז אנחנו נבנה חומות ואנחנו נשלול להם את האופציה להיכנס לכאן, כי זה מסכן אותנו, כי בסופו של דבר, ב7 באוקטובר, נמצאו ממצאים שאנשים שקיבלו היתר להיכנס לשטחים של ישראל דיווחו לחמאס על כל מיני מקומות, וחלקם אפילו היו אנשים שעבדו בישראל ואז חזרו ב7 באוקטובר כדי לרצוח יהודים. שנייה, נעשה פיפי. אוי! יאללה, נעשה שיחה אחרונה ונעבור לקיקצ'ט, אנחנו כמעט 3 שעות פה בלייב. בואו נראה. הלוואי שנמצא שיחה מעניינת. הלו. יש כאלה ווירדואים פה באומיגל, אני רואה ישר רואה בעיניים שלהם.
רונן! לא תרבים, יש לי פרי פלסטין! פרי פלסטין! פרי פלסטין! פרי פלסטין!
גבר.
פרי פלסטין!
איזה משוגע. הלו. קיליאן אמבאפה. איזה חרמן מסריח. הלו. יש פה הרבה סרטים, בוא נעבור חזרה לארצות הברית. שם הכי מעניין. מה נשמע אריגלין?
في حال הולי שיט, רונן ג'יג'י.
מה אתה עושה פה בארצות הברית?
אחי, טסתי, אומייגאד, רגע, אני עושה סקרינשוט. איזה מטורף זה.
יא גבר.
רגע. יאללה, תהנה בסטרים.
יאללה, מלך, ביי.
Skip that nigga.
What? Why are you doing
Yo,
me?
are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?
Yeah,
are you
I'm a
Jewish?
Jewish from Israel.
Do you support what's going on in Palestine?
What do you mean by support and what exactly do you ask? I mean...
Do you support genocide?
Of course I do not support genocide.
So do you think what's happening in Palestine is a genocide?
No. I think that if the Israeli government wanted a genocide, they would have done it way more efficiently.
So do you think it's a war or a genocide?
Yeah, there's a war between Hamas, which is a terrorist organization who made the 7th of October and went into a killing spree, murdering a lot of civilians. And what is happening now are the consequences for this action.
I have a question now. So you said it's a war, okay? In war, do you support innocent lives being taken?
If I support innocent lives being taken, I mean, these are casualties. In any war towards history, there were civilian casualties, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, but when someone is going to seek aid, do you support them trying to get help? So you support somebody trying to get help dying?
What do you mean again? Can you repeat the question?
Say a child is seeking aid.
Okay.
You feel me? They're going to go get food. They're going to get water. They're going to get something. Do you support them dying while trying to go get that?
Of course not, but I mean, the report says that Gaza, they receive a lot of humanitarian aid and the majority of it being stolen by Hamas.
Being stolen by Hamas?
Yeah. I mean...
And where did you get that information?
I mean, it's being spread all over the news. I mean, I think, to be honest, it's a ludicrous situation that there's a nation, let's say, let's call them a nation, that is being governed by Hamas, and the Hamas charter says that they want to take over Israel from the river to the sea. They made a huge killing spree, and they killed a lot of people, not only Israelis, but Thai people, like foreign workers that were working in Israel, Filipinos, some of them were Arabs, Jews, everybody who they came across in the 7th of October 2023, they just killed them. And honestly, I mean, what can you do against, I mean, these now are the consequences, I guess. So like...
And you said your source was the news?
So what is your source? Do you think what I'm saying is false?
I'm asking you a question. You said your source was the news?
News, Telegram reports, testimonies. I mean, I live in this land.
Say your main source is the news. What news channel, what news source is that from?
I mean,
like, is it a Jewish news channel? Is it a
regarding
American?
Wait, so when you ask me what's the source of the news, regarding which piece of information are you asking this?
That part where you said Hamas was taking most of the aid.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's ludicrous what I was saying before, that after what they did in the 7th of October, we provide them help, we provide them with humanitarian aid, we provide them with water. Hello.
Yo, you skipped me.
Oh, it's you again. Yeah, I mean,
Why you skipped me, bro?
My audience said that I've been talking to you for so long, and I wanted to ask some more people.
Maybe because like when you asked them, like, give me a quote from a Hamas leader that was assassinated about something anti-Semitic, they said, but it doesn't exist. Like, Yahya Sinwar didn't say anything anti-Semitic. Ismail Haniyeh never said anything anti-Semitic.
What it would be for you an anti-Semitic quote? For example,
anything against Jewish people.
Against Jewish people. I mean, basically, they believe that...
Is that what anti-Semitism is?
I mean, I'm sure they did say it. Maybe they didn't. Maybe you are right. Maybe...
I don't recall them saying it. They've never publicly said anything.
If my chat can find something anti-Semitic, I mean, it will be okay. But when you... when your education system is teaching that Jews are like animals...
Now we're going to go back to this. I showed you multiple videos of children saying they want to kill Arabs and turn them into slaves, and yet you're still saying, oh, they're extremists. Okay, the videos you saw are of extremists. I don't get your point. It's on both sides.
I mean, for example, if you can show me pictures of Israeli children having an AK-47 and having...
Oh my god, give me 1 second.
איפה ימצא לי ילדים ישראלים מחזיקים נשק ככה, כמו הזה שלהם?
Oh my god. I could show you
There are
that.
like
I could
limitless
show you them.
photos of young children are practicing to join the Hamas. They're raising AK-47s.
And do you know, children inside the settlements are holding guns, being trained to join the IDF. Oh my god. Look at this. Wow. Imale. Oh my god.
It's all AI, my friend.
AI. The Guardian. The Guardian is AI. Wow. These are what's it called? These are oh
yeah,
no.
it's a Photoshop picture, my friend. Show it again. Show it again.
Oh.
This photo of the kid holding the grenade launcher.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me?
Okay, yeah. This is Efrat Independence Day 2014. This was there was no AI in 2014. This is the forward. This is a Getty image from literally this photo was taken in Israel.
Show me. I mean, my chat is saying it's from a museum of weaponry, an exhibition.
No.
Have you ever? Do you have proof of Israeli children using guns? Ever?
Using guns? Do you have proof that Gazan children shoot guns? I've never seen a video of them shooting guns. They hold
have
them
literally
during parades.
official military camps that they learn how to use guns.
No, actually okay, wait. I'm gonna debunk you because they're in a simulation. It's a simulation. Hold on. I'll find it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It was a simulation. It wasn't a real it's right here. Look how fast I can find these videos. Oh my god.
With the Hamas side, if you die as a martyr. You die as a shaheed. In Israel, if you die, you just lose your precious life.
Yeah.
This is what we are being told, that life is more sacred than anything, but the other side is taught that dying as a shaheed is the best thing that can happen to you. This life doesn't matter, only the afterlife. There's the difference between people who...
that's what patriotism is.
No, this is what human basic logic means. I mean, one part is seeing life as the most sacred thing, and the other side and the other party is believing in the afterlife, and this life doesn't matter. And the best thing that you can do is dying as a shaheed and getting 72 virgins in paradise.
So no, that's what we call patriotism when you die for your country. I don't know if you've heard about
They're not even dying for their country, they're dying for the Islamic cause.
No. So the what was the name of the operation on October 7th? Hamas called it what?
What Hamas called it? I can tell you what Israel called it.
They called it Al-Aqsa Flood. They want to reclaim their land, as it says in their charter.
They can't reclaim anything when it wasn't theirs in the first place.
Oh.
I mean, this is basically the conflict.
My grandparents are from where?
Your grandparents might have lived in the territory of Israel, but it doesn't make them theirs. I mean, you're living now in the United States. Does it make it yours?
Yeah, if you own land here, it does.
Wasn't your land occupied?
if you're an American.
Weren't your land occupied by the Native Americans?
Well, so there's no occupation of Native Americans, unlike Palestine, where you still occupy the Palestinians. That's why we say no justice, no peace. There won't be, if there isn't justice for the Palestinians, there won't be peace.
What is your definition of occupation?
I'll give you a definition. When you shoot two-year-olds in the face before October 7th, when you photograph children, girls in their pajamas at 2 a.m., when you
it's all false propaganda.
Throw tear gas.
It's all lies. literally,
Oh,
you know,
I'm pretty sure I showed you the video.
literally, you know, there was a famous case of an Israeli soldier after a terrorist was gunned down, but he was still alive. So the Israeli soldier took the last bullet and took his life, and he was sentenced to prison for doing this. Confirmed terrorist.
No.
So how are the Israeli soldiers
to something that
systematically killing
happened-
2-year-olds?
No, you're referring to something that happened like 15 years ago. Or
It was
in
during when I was in the
2014.
army. I mean, it was like 11 years ago, I believe, 10 years ago.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, if Israeli soldiers, when they...
How many months did he serve in prison?
I have no clue about it, but there were many protests that
I think it
claimed
was
that...
9 months. He served 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, for killing a terrorist, I should think that I believe that he should have received a reward for killing a terrorist.
Oh, okay.
I believe that if a terrorist is doing terror activities, the consequences should be death penalty and
Do you think anyone that
expel
gives money
office.
to terrorists, do you think anyone that gives weapons or money to terrorists should be killed?
Yeah.
So did you just say that you want to kill Netanyahu for arming Abu
Netanyahu
Shabaab,
made a
which
big mistake that he thought that money can buy peace.
Oh.
But he
So
was...
do you think he should die? Do you think Netanyahu should die?
I don't think he should die, because I think that
But you
his
just said anyone
agenda...
that gives money to terrorists, anyone that gives money to terrorists should be killed.
Yeah, but there's also the context. Netanyahu
there's
made a
context
grave
to that
mistake.
story. What if the
Netanyahu
person
did
that
a
was
grave
trying to stab
mistake,
the
believing
soldier-
that money
what if
can
the
buy
person that was trying to stab the
peace.
soldier? What if the person that was trying to stab the soldier before he was killed, he was stabbing the soldier because Israel killed one of his family members and he was angry?
Yeah, but why
What
did
if
they
he
kill
wanted
his
to
family?
revenge?
Just because they felt like it?
Why did? Yeah. There's videos of you guys going into neighborhoods and just shooting people.
But I thought we talked about it, and you saw evidence of soldiers being persecuted and going to jail if they did things of just killing innocent people.
No. Unfortunately, and
You know how many videos there
you guys
are.
actually film yourself. The funny thing is, you guys film yourselves shooting children in the head.
You know-
get away with it. This was
Yeah,
back in
but
2018.
you know, you give me these claims without any proof. I can show you tons of proofs of Israeli soldiers getting rocks thrown at them, cocktail molotovs thrown at them, and they're shooting with rubber bullets. And for me, for example, I would have liked that a real fire would have shot at people who fucking throw rocks at you and cocktail molotovs. I don't believe that you should shoot them with rubber bullets.
I'm just gonna skip part of the video because. Okay.
לא ורוד, אני על הכחול אני. וואי, זה סרטון! יאס! בן של סרטונה. איזה סרטון, הנה, תרוץ לפנות אותו. בטח שצילמתי את זה.
When did it take place?
2018, the soldier was never held accountable again. And if they are held accountable when it's on video, for example, the unconscious body.
Did he
that
shoot
the
him?
terrorist-
In the end, I couldn't see. It was blurry a bit. Did he take the
did
shot?
shoot him. He literally said.
Did he hit him?
He was celebrating because wait. Why else was he celebrating? Because the body fell on the floor. Do you want to see it again? And they go and rescue him.
Why did they shoot him?
He's literally standing still. He's not a threat.
Is he on the Israeli border? I mean, did he came close to the wall?
You can't throw rocks if you're standing still.
Why would he be so close to the border?
This was during a protest. It's called the Great March of Return. This was in 2018. I already told you this before, that 80% of the people that live in Gaza are not from Gaza. They held a protest in 2018 to go back into their houses in Haifa and Sfat and Yafo. They're not from Gaza. I'm telling you, they're from where you are right now, and you're still denying it. Where you go look up where the founder of Hamas was born. He was born in Ashkelon, and again, they're not from Egypt. Ahmed Yassin is not from Egypt. So, or Iraq, or whatever you were yapping about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the full context. I mean, in the end of the day, it looks like he was standing really close to the border and like...
So in America, we shoot anyone that goes along the border. You realize that we don't even...
There were cases of Mexicans getting close to the borders and being shot at, by the way.
I don't believe there is.
You can look, like you can Google it. If there were ever gunfire towards Mexicans who were very close to the border or tried to breach in. One of my chat says that when it happened, they got really close to the border and they did the riots and they killed an Israeli soldier before the gunshot was taken.
What? Well, what did they say?
They said that the Gazans got really close to the border and they made a riot and they killed one Israeli soldier before, prior to the gunshot.
They made a riot. So in the video, there was no riot. In the video, the Israeli soldier was safe and he was able to celebrate. In the video, he filmed himself killing someone that was standing still. In the video, he says in Hebrew, "Should I kill the one standing still?" He says yes, because it's an easier target.
Would you be standing still if you saw somebody with a weapon, with a rifle aiming at you? Wouldn't you just go away?
He was unarmed. The person was unarmed in the video. He didn't have a weapon.
Yeah, but if you were in his shoes and you saw a soldier aiming at you with a rifle, would you stand still or would you just run away?
So in the video, what was he using to record the video? If a camera on your phone can't zoom in that far into the border, what do you think he was using? Because in the video, he showed that he was using binoculars. You can't see that far, and they're on a hill. Along the Gaza border, they're on a hill, and they're on their stomachs, and no one can see them. No one can see. He's a sniper for a reason. You're not supposed to see a sniper. So how is he going to see a sniper pointing a gun at him?
I don't believe he was using a sniper. I think he was using an M4.
An M4. Okay, so why would he be using binoculars for someone that close?
To have a clearer vision, probably.
So if he didn't zoom in on his camera for the video and he used binoculars to zoom in.
By the way, the person who got shot, he didn't die. You're aware of that, right?
What was his name?
I have no clue.
You're just reading what your chat says?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they have the privilege to look up things that you are telling me. I don't have all the...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he was killed or not. We're talking about
I mean,
persecuting...
Wait, I can agree with you. Wait, I can agree with you that there are actions taken by IDF individuals that are not right. I mean, some of them are full with hatred. They see Hamas and the Gazans as the cause of all the problems that we have nowadays because we want to live peacefully, and every time there's an operation, since 2008 there were several operations for 15 years until the 7th of October. There was Amud Anan, there was Oferet Yetzuka, there was Tzuk Eitan. Many of my friends actually died in these wars, and yeah, they're full with hatred like the other party. But the problem is deeper. The problem is the conflict is deeper. I mean, one side wants to live peacefully, the other side wants to get the entire land for themselves because they believe that the Jews are sinners and they took their land. So what will happen if Hamas will disarm?
I don't know.
The war will end. If the IDF will disarm, we are fucked.
No, that's actually not true. You're lying.
Yeah, because a fucking group of terrorists took over elderly. They took over babies into hostages. Just because they're peaceful human beings. בטח שהם שמחים, די. חי בסרט, הוא חושב שאם אנחנו נניח את הנשק שלנו וחמאס יבואו, אז שום דבר רע לא יקרה. רגע, חזר.
I'm gonna show you one more video. And I want you to tell me if these people were okay, let's see. Wait. So there's a video of Israeli soldiers who execute 2 Palestinians randomly in a
Palestinians or Hamas members?
Palestinians. Well, how do you know they're Hamas?
How do you know they're not Hamas?
Because they're unarmed.
You can be a member of a terrorist organization and being unarmed in the same time.
Okay, so do you realize that there's something called? Okay.
I mean, the spokesman of Hamas died a few days ago.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you what happens in America. There was an incident that happened a couple years ago, where a student in Florida shot 17 of his classmates with an AR-15, and he's alive. He's in prison, and he wasn't killed. You're telling me, you're trying to convince me that we should shoot anyone that's standing near a border, including children. We should kill anyone that's affiliated with Hamas, even if they're unarmed. You guys don't believe innocent until proven guilty. That's something that's really weird.
I mean, this is funny because we are the only democracy in the Middle East. I mean, we do have trials, we do persecute people, and I don't see Israelis going to the borders of Gaza and like doing manipulation actions and teasing the other side.
Why would Israelis want to go? Well, actually, there are Israelis on the border of Gaza that celebrate
Not that often.
bombs being dropped on them.
Of course, I mean, yeah, there are people that they believe that the core of the Palestinians and Hamas members is pure evil, and yeah, so some of them are glad.
How is that pure evil? What's pure evil about Hamas? I already read you their charter. It's the same as Israel.
You have the wrong charter, my friend. Their purpose
How is it the wrong charter?
Their purpose is to get Israeli land, and they want the entire land, not part of it, from the river to the sea.
So does Israel.
They chant from the river to the sea. What is from the river to the sea?
Okay, and so does Israel. The Likud charter says from the river to the sea it will be Israeli sovereignty.
Yeah, but you talked about a charter from like 50 years ago.
It's still in effect.
Some believe in
also,
the entire.
There's a revision. I think it was 2020 or 2000. Sorry, where it says Palestine should not have a country. So they're saying from the river to the sea, and Palestine shouldn't exist. By the way, even Hamas isn't that extreme. In Hamas's charter, they want a two-state solution.
People want two-state solution just to end this endless conflict. But in the end of the day, yeah, people believe that the Promised Land belongs to the Jews, that there are a lot of Muslim countries, and they should just immigrate, and that's it. Because a lot of the Arabs who were living in Palestine did immigrate to Jordan in 1947. Are you aware of that? 48, 47,
yeah.
But a lot of Palestinians immigrated, like Arabic Palestinians.
I already told you why. It's because you massacred them and you raped them inside of Palestine.
But how can you cry about being assaulted when the war in 48 started from your end?
That's actually not true.
How is it not true? We received
I'll tell you why it's
the
not
UN
true.
offer.
300,000 Palestinians were kicked out before Israel became a country and before the Arab-Israeli war started.
I don't have any proof for that. I mean, from my
I do.
From my understanding, we received the offer, you guys opposed the offer, you created the war.
Because we would have lost land. I explained this to you before. Anyone can ChatGPT it. Would Palestinians have lost land if they agreed to the 1947 partition plan?
Why
It would say
wouldn't
yes.
peaceful people just accept the offer, and maybe if they are not pleased with the offer, talk it
Can I
in
have
a
half of your
civilized
bed?
way?
Can I have half of your bedroom? Can I have half of you? I'm being serious. Can I have half of your bedroom?
I would say no, but will
Okay.
But if you will try
Palestinians
to
said
murder,
no.
yeah, but you sold many pieces of land.
You know, after we said no, Israelis raped and massacred Palestinians.
I don't have any proof that backs it.
Oh well, your own Israeli soldiers said that, unfortunately.
In 48, that when you said no, so Israel is just roamed and raped Palestinian women and.
Here, instead of listening to me say it, I think you should listen to one of your soldiers that served in the Alexandroni Brigade on what he did to a Palestinian village. That's actually pretty close to my grandparents.
השתוללו בטנטור הזה משהו נורא. טנטור היה כפר עשיר, בתים יפים, גרים כלומר אירופאים, אתה יודע, וגם אנשים היו לבושות ויפה, וזה באמת היה כפר... אחד אנס שם איזה ילדה בת 16, משהו כזה, אתה מבין? אבל זה מכוער מאוד, היה לנו בחור אחד, הוא נפטר, הוא היה פרא אדם, הוא לקח פשוט מאוד, ורצח אותם בתוך המכלאות. בתוך המכלאות, הם היו במכלאות, אתה יודע, חוטי ברזל כאלה, עגולים כאלה, אספו כל הגברים. הם יושבים שם כולם על הרצפה, במה פישור, לוקח תת מקלע ומתחיל זה, מחליף מחסנית, מה אתה חושב זה? אבל אנחנו לא היינו כאלה, הוא היה יוצא דופן הבחור הזה.
Do you understand what he's saying?
Yeah.
He did say that he was a single individual.
I know, he's saying it's one person, but let's watch the rest of the video to hear other soldiers.
היו חבר'ה שלקחו את הלוויורים, והלכו אחרי חבר'ה ושרפו אותם. זה היה משהו זוועתי, וזה אסור לספר.
He said it was one soldier that did that, but then he also says they chased them with flamethrowers. They, as in more than one.
כי זה יכול להיות סקנדל שווה. אני לא רוצה לדבר על זה, וזהו. 3-4 חודשים הראשונים הייתי רוצח. מה זה אומר?
He's a Druze.
אני לא לקחתי שובים. בזמן קרב, אם מישהו ירים ידיים, משהו כזה.
Wait, who's Druze?
The one who's talking right now.
How do you know?
From how he looks. It's the traditional way of Druze, with the masters with the hat.
He's not Druze.
זה זעזע אותי.
תביאו בן לחזיר בבקשה.
לא יכלתי לעבור לסדר היום. אם היה עומדת כיתה של זה עם ידיים למעלה, אז באותו יום הייתי רואה אותי, הייתי קוצר את כולם עד כדי כך.
כמה עד עכשיו אנשים הרגת ככה?
לא ספרתי. לא יכול לדעת בחיי. היה לי מקלע עם 250 כדורים. והנה, תראה, יריתי, נלחם לי כולם. לא יכול לספור.
And I want to show you, this is just one story. This is one village. There were 250 other that were ethnically cleansed. And then, you know what they did? They literally grabbed the people and they dropped them off into Gaza. And they're like, okay, no more. That's how Ahmad Yassin went from Ashkelon into Gaza. So... You know the president.
I mean, I do not disagree with you that there are like people who did wrongdoings. I mean, on both sides, yeah. The majority is not like that. I mean, we do have way strict rules right now into like people like soldiers being cruel and killing and mass shooting and stuff like this.
This is before October 7th.
Israeli army probe into fatal shooting of Palestinian toddler.
Yeah. This was June 15th, 2023, a couple months before October 7th. A lot of people like to say it was peaceful. No, he said it was a mistake. They shoot people. They say it's a mistake, and they don't get their punishment is being taken out of the army. That's not a punishment. I mean, especially when you're being forced to serve, it's a mandatory service. So yeah, there were other massacres where you guys.
Yeah, but you're calling it massacres. But in the end of the day, I mean, there's if these massacres just happened from insane people, you know, for no reason, for no context, yeah, people would have talked about it. But one thing leads to another. This is the definition of consequences. If Israeli soldiers are being assaulted, of course they go. Some of them will shoot back, will show aggression, and the majority are not doing that.
And rape girls.
Yeah, from what you showed me, just one crazy person who raped a 16-year-old.
And then the rest of the soldiers were chasing them with flamethrowers, yeah?
Yeah, some of them, not the majority. And it happened during war. And again,
you know, after they...
You show me things that happened very long time ago. I mean, in the recent years, the world became more civilized and... to do it in 2023.
Yeah, more civilized. Yeah, I agree. That's why you guys killed 25,000 children. Very civilized.
I mean, again, I will tell you what is our agenda to target specifically children. What would it gain?
According to Jewish, that's not according to me. It's according to Jewish doctors that go into Gaza and say that most of their patients have been sniped by the Israeli army. And their brains are pouring onto their hands. Those are not my words. Those are from American Jewish doctors that went into Gaza, not me. And not only me, but also recording of you guys shooting a 9-year-old 356 times. It's all on video.
פותח סוגריים מרובעים, סופר צ'אט, סוגר סוגריים מרובעות. לא הבנתי. זה שבן אדם אחד אמר את זה, זה הופך את זה לאמת? מה אתה מסכים בגלל זה לא קרה כל מה שהוא מדבר זה חרטה.
I'm answering to a donation. תשמע, מה שהוא מראה, הוא הראה כתבה שפורסמה בהוט על בן אדם שמספר על חייל ישראלי שאנס בת 16 וריסס אנשים עם תת מקלע. האם זה קרה או לא קרה? אני לא יודע. יכול להיות, כאילו, אני פשוט חושב איזה אינטרס יש לבן אדם לשקר על מה שיש שם, אחי. אני כן חושב שהיו פעמים של חיילים ישראלים שהם טעו, כן? ודברים כאלה, אבל זה לא משהו מערכתי, זה לא משהו שעושים אותו בכוונה.
This is a girl grabbing water and she's just blown up. She's just blown up in Gaza. Like, this is normal? It's not targeting children? Was Hamas in her water bottle? That's her dead body, like right there.
Again, you're gathering evidence that support your idea. I don't know the context of this. Probably the IDF warned to not get close or something like this. I have no clue why would she be there.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the chat says that she was exploded by Hamas bombs, not Israeli bombs. It wasn't from the air, it was ground bomb. Everything has a context. I mean, the Israeli army, the Israeli army, that their name is Israeli Defense Forces. We have no agenda into killing normal civilians that did no harm to us. It would probably not make sense, and we know that we're gonna get bad publicity and bad articles written about us, and the world will be furious. Hamas and the Palestinian side proven again and again that they systematically deliver false pieces of information. There are several videos of dead bodies that are like coming back to life out of a miracle way. So
Hamas doesn't release videos of dead children. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dead children? Of course they are.
Hamas doesn't release.
There's a lot of false information.
5.36 דולרים. פותח סוגריים מרובעים, סופר צ'אט, סוגר סוגריים מרובעות. למה המפגר הזה חושב שצה"ל יבזבז פצצה שעולה כל כך הרבה על מפגרת עם בקבוק מים?
And you're saying, oh, they're faking it for money, and it's probably not even from Gaza. That
Again,
video you
the
probably
footage
saw.
that you showed me, like right now, a woman is gathering
These
water
are
and
from
being
verified.
exploded.
No. The footage I show you is from verified sources. These are
Yeah, I do believe that this occasion happened. Somebody just donated and said, somebody just donated and said, why would the IDF, why would the IDF?
From Instagram. I don't take my sources from Instagram or TikTok or from the IDF or an Israeli government. I actually get them from articles. That video has an article written about it saying Israeli target children in bombing, and they played the video.
Did it happen in the past? Wait.
You're talking about random videos you see of a video in Syria of a child acting sick for money.
You know,
probably don't even know it's in Gaza, and you saw it on TikTok.
Let me talk. There were several times solid proofs of Hamas shooting missiles from cemeteries, and they are hitting hospitals, and they're straight away say, oh, it was the IDF, and also news channels like NBC and others, Fox News, saying Israel bombed an hospital, when in fact it was a missile that was poorly shotted by Hamas from a cemetery hitting the hospital.
I disagree with you, and I know what you're talking about. It's the Al Ahli hospital, but the funny thing is, a digital spokesperson for Israel tweeted on Twitter that it was Israel that shot the rocket, and I can show you the tweet. It says right here, this is from, he deleted the tweet, of course. There's a before and after. Hanaya Naftali, he first tweeted
Israeli force
that
Hamas terrorist base inside the hospital in Gaza.
And then the second one, he changed it, said mysterious explosion. So he changed it, okay? This is someone that was directly appointed by Netanyahu to spread propaganda online. So you have Hanaya Naftali saying they bombed the hospital, and then he deletes the tweet.
If there's Hamas infrastructure inside the hospital, if they have weaponry, what should they do?
Hamas uses human shields, and so does the IDF. Can you agree on that? After I showed you
literally
a video
not.
of the IDF.
Israel never use human beings as human shields. This is a complete lie.
Do you even know, when you type in human shield into Google, can you type in human shield into Google? Now with IDF or Hamas, just human shield by itself, and you click on images, look how human shield is by itself. We click on images.
Let me see.
You click on images, see just human shields. The only pictures you'll see is the IDF using Palestinians as human shields. Here, the Palestinians.
Yeah, all the sources are pro-Palestinian.
BBC, they put them on a military vehicle. It just goes on and on. None of this shows Hamas using human shields. But if you keep scrolling,
Why are there testimonies of Palestinian civilians who say that Hamas are preventing them from getting away from risky territories that are being warned by the Israeli defense forces that are going to be bombed?
Show me.
Okay, I will.
So when you
Hamas
let's say Hamas uses human shields, but the proof is very, very small. There's barely any proof they use human shields. But let's say they do. When you see photos like this of them actually using human shields, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot.
תגידו שזה פייק אבל, כי זה מצונזר. And there's one thing I found, I'm gonna look for other. הם יגידו שזה פרופגנדה, כי זה בצה"ל. כאילו כל החדשות נגדנו באמת. Reuters. Hamas tells Gaza residents to stay put as Israel ground offensive looms.
What happened?
I sent you sources of Hamas systematically blocking evacuations of Gazans from risky places.
Let me see. You can't read me the title of the article?
Which one? I sent you two. Right. The one in from
the
Reuters?
Bottom one. Yeah.
I sent it here in the chat. It says, Hamas tells Gaza residents, stay home, Israel ground offensive looms.
And let me guess, before I even open the article, the source is the IDF.
No, it's Reuters.
Article. No.
You can
within
click on...
the article. Within the article, it would say the Israeli army said this.
Let's see.
So, Hamas tells Gaza residents to stay put as Israel ground offensive looms.
Yeah.
Okay, it says right here. Oh. Hold on. I don't see where it says in the article.
I mean, there are endless testimonies of residents of Gaza saying that they cannot evacuate because they're gonna get shot by Hamas.
It says, militants urged Palestinians to ignore. Doesn't mean they were forced. This is to ignore the call. And by Friday afternoon, there were signs of mass exodus from the north of the enclave.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Any incursion into the densely populated territory. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Why are there vigilante groups in Gaza fighting Hamas? Arabic groups who oppose Hamas?
Because they're affiliated with ISIS and they're funded by Netanyahu.
A lot of the news are from Israel. Hamas shoots civilians to prevent them from taking aid.
Hold on.
Gaza
I'm still reading the
testimony.
Reuters article. I'm still reading the Reuters article. It says, it doesn't say anywhere here they were forced to stay. It says they were urged to ignore the call. It didn't say they were forced to. They just wanted to ignore it. Did you find it in the Reuters article? I'm reading it. So.
Wait, I'm looking for better evidence that the Hamas members actually shoot them,
7 people
preventing them from escaping.
I don't think that exists. That evidence does not exist. Because if that's true and Hamas is killing its own people, they would overthrow the government. Although, actually, Hamas support went up after October 7th. So, seems like they're not killing enough of their own civilians. What did you want me to look up? Or what were you reading before?
Wait, I'm looking for it.
So that article was false.
חדש מהאיגי, יצרן מוצרי החשמל, מספר אחת באירופה.
To take over Palestine homes in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Because you don't think you can live peaceful with Palestinians, although there's Palestinians that live in Palestine. That just shows you're a hypocrite. And yeah, it's just very, like, weird.
Issued warnings to their civilians not to evacuate.
What's your YouTube channel?
It's called RonenGG. I want to type it. I mean, I'm trying to look for external sources, but a lot of them are indeed from the IDF.
And when people didn't listen to those warnings of Hamas, they have actually stopped civilians and they have stopped convoys of Gazan civilians trying to flee from the situation.
The IDF are liars. I'm sorry. You know, the IDF also claimed that inside a Lebanese hospital there was gold bars and Hezbollah missiles under the hospital. But the funny thing is, there's journalists that are in Lebanon, and they went inside the hospital, inside of the basement of the hospital, and like right away, they're like, wait.
הוא יגנה את זה, צ'אט. הוא אמר שהוא מגנה את מה שחמאס עושים. What do you think about the situation with the hostages, the Israeli hostages?
I think they should go back to where they came from.
So you think the Hamas should release them?
Yeah, I think they should be released to wherever they're from. Maybe Uzbekistan or something.
Uzbekistan.
I don't know where they're from.
Why are you not living in Palestine?
Oh, I already told you my grandparents were.
Yeah, but why you don't live in the place that you were born? You said that you were born in Palestine, right?
No. My grandparents were. I grew up there. I've been there. Well,
why did you move to the United States?
No, they ran away to the United States. It's two different things.
Okay, so why did they flee to the United States?
I already told you their villages were raped and massacred. They lived near like Haifa.
So it was their last resort to flee into the United States.
Yeah, their village was like being raped and massacred.
If there was a Palestinian state, would you move there?
Of course, I think that's what Palestinians want.
So why did they refuse again and again to the offers that was given to them several times to get an independent state?
Do you know who the president of the West Bank is?
The president of the West Bank, I know him by name. I forgot it. From the Palestinian Authority, Abu Mazen. Yeah.
Yeah, can you look up where he was born?
I believe that it's probably somewhere in an Israeli city.
Yeah, he was born in Sfat. He's 90 years old and he's still the president. If someone, he's the president, and if someone offers him a deal for a two-state solution and he doesn't like it, he has the right to say no because the other side stole his house.
Yeah, but
the other side stole his fucking
there's
house.
Two different approaches for this. He can negotiate it and go to a verbal war.
How do you negotiate with someone that steals your house? He's not from the West Bank. He lives in the West Bank, but he's a refugee. And when Israel was like, oh, we stole your home in Sfat, but do you want a two-state solution? And the plan is absolute shit. He's like, no, I don't want that. That's bullshit. Why should you criticize him when you stole his house?
When did they steal his house? In Sfat?
He's 90 years old. He was kicked out of his house in 1948.
Again, I believe that these accusations are false because nobody was forced to leave. They willingly left in order to strike again. This is why there are a lot of Arabs who currently live in Israel and they were living here for decades.
So when I showed you the video of the Israeli soldiers saying they did that to like girls and they were doing this and that.
In the end of the day, no. Like there's a guy who is, his name is Tawila. He's doing a lot of intellectual live streams. And he says, why do you need to feel sorry for a war that you didn't intend to do and they lost the war? This man, Tawila, he says that we started the war in 47, not them. That when...
So the war... Here, I'll just pull it up for you because you have a hard time understanding.
From what I know for certainly, we both got the suggestion, the offer to create a country. We took this offer with both our hands. You refused it and you attacked us. You lost the war.
Oh, yeah, sure. But unfortunately, that's not history because 330,000 Palestinians were kicked out before the war even started. Let me find you it.
I'm finding it hard to believe that if Palestinians would have said yes to the offer and they build a sovereign country with independence and everything, that the Jews would have attacked them.
What?
I'm saying I'm finding it hard to believe that if the Palestinians would have said yes to the offer that was given to them by the UN, if the Jews would have attacked them, you would.
But again, I'm trying to explain.
If your sole purpose in the end of the day is to live peacefully, just build a country. Don't invest all the money you got from Qatar into building tunnels and missiles. Invest it into infrastructures, into facilities, into making the Palestinian lives better.
Okay, so again, I already told you Hamas received that money to take back the land that was taken from them, because again, 80% of the people living in Gaza, they're not from Gaza, they don't want to live in Gaza. They even held a protest in 2018 called the Great March of Return, to return back into their land.
As I told you, there were times that the borders were open and there was a straight train from Israel to Gaza and people were allowed to freely enter Israel and the opposite. But since the second Intifada, when they were sending children and women to do suicide bombings, it stopped. We didn't do it because we're evil. We did it to protect ourselves because people were killed from suicide bombings.
Is this before or after you blew up Gaza's airport? Because Gaza had Gaza, you know, at one point they did want to live in Gaza. I agree with you. They wanted to turn it into a thriving city like Singapore.
Okay.
And they were close. They had a $200 million airport that was turned into rubble.
When did it happen?
Because
in which year did they have an airport?
In the 1980s, Yasser Arafat International Airport.
It was named Yasser. It was named Yasser Arafat Airport.
Yasser Arafat International Airport. Yeah, they wanted to live in Gaza, but after you destroy their airport, you bomb their sea, you bomb their water wells, they're like, oh, yeah, these people don't want to live in peace. Yeah, they destroyed our citrus fruits in Gaza. They had a very thriving economy, and then they were forced to live in a cage. Hello?
I'm reading about the airport. And it says it was destroyed during the second Intifada for security concerns, ongoing violence. It was never rebuilt and remains a stark reminder of unsolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Oh. Okay.
Let's see. אני קורא צ'אט.
What happened?
I'm reading my chat right now.
Oh, okay. Was Hamas inside the airport?
I have another YouTuber who wants to ask you a question. He says he's gonna send it right now.
Who?
I told you, his name is Tawila. He's doing intellectual things and he's covering a lot of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Talil?
Tawila.
Tawila? How do you spell? What's his YouTube channel?
It's like this. I'm gonna type it. He asks, what sacrifice are the Palestinians willing to do in order to reach a peace agreement with Israel?
I think death.
Death?
Inside their own, in their own anthem, the Palestinian Authority anthem, it's called Fida'i, talks about patriotism and how one should kill himself for his homeland. So
I'm talking about sacrifices. I mean, because the Jews, the Israeli government offered several times independent country, and I mean, some parties believe that the two-state solution is bad. Some of them think that this is the only solution. But in order to reach an agreement of a peace between the two nations, what kind of sacrifice are the Palestinians willing to do? I mean, because
what does that mean?
Because the facts are that extremists rule and they decide for example, the Gazans, and I mean, they do want the country from the river to the sea.
Hamas came out and said they're not interested in governing the Gaza Strip. They're not interested in becoming a political party anymore.
Who doesn't?
They said it's very
wait, who is not interested?
What?
The Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah, Hamas
they don't want to remain power. They don't want to continue governing.
Yeah, they even offered to lay down their weapons last year. Israel said no.
What do you mean? I don't think the church. I mean, מתי חמאס אמרו בוא אנחנו נניח את הנשק שלנו, אנחנו לא רוצים לשלוט יותר בעזה, מה?
Says right here, the Associated Press, Hamas would lay down weapons after a two-state solution, officials say.
Hamas will lay down, it's from APN News, after a two-state solution, official says. Go into to the article, read by like what it says, because, I mean, I've never heard about Hamas willingly offering to lay down their arms.
Oh, well, I just showed you they did. It says they would lay down its weapons if an independent Palestinian state is established along pre-1967 borders.
Which borders? Prior to 1967?
Yeah.
It's the same borders. You mean West Bank and Gaza?
Yep. But you would have to take out the settlements and stuff. So, but you know Netanyahu's pro-settlements. He's pro. He thinks, yeah. So that's why he said no. Because people like you and Netanyahu want to take control over the West Bank. Like, how can you, like, imagine, like, you want to take control of the West Bank and you want to turn the president of the West Bank a refugee for a second time. How are you going to turn him into a refugee twice? That's, like, weird. Why do you like turning Palestinians into refugees? There's consequences to turning Palestinians into refugees. They end up attacking you guys. You know, the terrorist attacks that come against Israel come from refugee camps. That's a fact. You know, Jenin, that's a refugee camp. You know, Gaza, that's a refugee camp. Khan Yunis, that's a refugee camp. You can look it up. They're refugee camps. They're classified as refugee camps. Nablus, that's a refugee camp. When the 6 shooters, or how many shooters was it? 2 shooters in Jerusalem?
What do you think will happen when Hamas lay down their arms and the Palestinians will receive an independent country? Do you think the violence will stop?
Yeah, I mean, before Zionism, Palestinians and Jews lived peacefully together. before Zionism, the first Zionist Congress by Theodor Herzl,
it was in
Jews had
1895.
1897. Jews had already moved into that land prior to that through their aliyahs, and they lived peacefully. Actually, you know, the Jews were the ones that were mistreating the Arabs.
I believe that there were occasions of both parties misbehaving towards the other.
No, actually no. The first Jews to come to that land on their aliyah were from Russia. After 2 million of them were expelled, 2% of the 2 million went into Palestine.
The concerns of the Israeli party is that if there were an independent country being given nowadays to the Palestinians, that Hamas will just develop an army and not just a terrorist organization, because in the second that you have independence, you have no problem to getting way more weaponry, way more missiles, because they will claim that they have to protect themselves, right? And if they are so, I mean, it's written on their flag. I mean, they're...
What's written on their flag?
They want the whole land. They don't want to...
On their flag says there is no God. There's no other God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger.
So it says in their charter.
I already read you their charter.
You read it from a false source. They're not
Jewish
hiding.
Virtual library.
They're not hiding the facts.
I read you it from an Israeli source.
You need to
type in Hamas charter, Jewish virtual
What
library.
is Hamas charter? Let's see.
How about you ask
Hamas defines itself an Islamic resident movement by Sunni Islam and the Palestinian issue, opposition to Israel. The charter calls the destruction of Israel and rejects any peaceful solution or negotiations. It views all of historic Palestine, including what is now Israel, as Islamic land and must be liberated through jihad.
What are you reading? Are you reading Wikipedia? I already told you Wikipedia is controlled by Naftali Bennett. I already showed you the video of that. You want to see the video again? We can watch the video
Hamas
again.
charter regarding Israel.
Okay. So, this is Israel National News 15 years ago.
Aye.
Wiki editors. The goal of the day is to teach people how to edit
another
in
source.
Wikipedia, which is
Third
the
party.
#1 source of information today in the world. As a way of example, if someone searches...
What is this?
Since its creation in December 1987, Hamas has invoked militant inspirations of Islam spread had on Sunni extremist movement committed to destroying Israel. Hamas distanced itself from long-standing Palestinian liberation organization, an umbrella organization for desperate Palestinian factions that range from Marxist or secular nationalists, by propagating residents in the religious concept of jihad, trained by Iran, trained and funded Hamas since the late 80s, largely due to opposition to Israel and Islamic ideology. I mean, there is no source that is denying the fact that Hamas' sole purpose is the destruction of Israel. I mean, the fact that we are having this discussion is crazy in my eyes.
So
they're openly saying it.
The chart, no. The Wilson Center. Let's see where this is from. Wilson Center. Wilson Center. Founder. I'm guessing he went. The Institute in 1964. Ambassador and Wilson. Let me see. Okay, but the article you even sent me didn't even have Hamas's charter. It's just an article. I don't get your point. Where does it show that they're?
I mean, from what I just searched, the original charter in 1988, it clearly said the destruction of Israel, and then they had a new charter in 2017. They did not use the words as destruction or stuff like this, but they basically say that it should be freed from the river to the sea.
Okay, so 1988.
1988 is saying point blank destruction of Israel, and then it was edited in 2017, but without recognition of the legitimacy of Jews living in Israel. But it doesn't say point blank destruction of Israel, but it does say that the Palestinian land should be liberated from the river to the sea.
Oh, so this is from the river to the sea. Okay.
It says so basically, to summarize it, the 27 charter does not recognize the right of Jews to live in Israel. So I'm asking you, how can we do this?
I'll check that later, but this is the Likud 1977 charter. This is before 1988, where it says the right of the Jewish people to the land of Israel is eternal and indisputable and is linked with the right to security and peace. Therefore, Judea and Samaria, it says, therefore, Judea and Samaria, which is the West Bank, will not be handed to any foreign administration between the sea and the Jordan.
We already talked about it. Judea is an Israeli territory.
Okay, and then I'm talking to an extremist. This is useless.
It's not extremist. We have historical proofs of.
You have historical proofs in Uzbekistan. I don't know if your DNA is historical proof that you belong in Uzbekistan and Russia.
So now you live in the United States. You're not a Palestinian anymore.
Yeah. And the Palestinians here protest, and there's a lot of them. There's hundreds of thousands.
The other YouTuber is asking you something.
It wasn't just my family that was expelled. It was hundreds of thousands.
Do the Palestinians acknowledge Israel as a Jewish state?
What?
The question is, do Palestinians acknowledge Israel as a Jewish state?
I don't recognize Israel.
What steps are the Palestinians prepared to take to achieve peace with Israel?
Israel's not a legitimate country.
Again, we've been through this before. I gave you 1,400 years of evidence of Israelis living there, having leaders, having folklore, having rich history, while even son of Hamas,
but the difference is
Musa Hassan Yusuf says that there's no such thing as Palestinian. Okay. You didn't even call yourself Palestinians until 1967.
Oh, what did Golda Meir call herself?
Israelit Palestinit, but it's because
there were newspapers under the Ottoman period that says Palestine, my homeland, my country.
This is how they called this territory prior to the existence of Israel.
They called themselves Arabs of Palestine. They couldn't call themselves Palestinian because there was no nation called Palestine. It was always under occupation by random people, random emperors, and random empires.
Dude, we've been this before. I feel like we're already talking about things that we spoke before, but with quite honesty, I told you, if people want to get independence and live in a country, there should be historical evidence of their legitimacy of living in the country. Israeli Jews have plenty of evidence.
I already told you Palestinians have been there for thousands of years, and they're way more closer to the land than Israelis.
But there's the summer.
They still do cultural traditions that trace back to the Canaanites.
Yeah, but if we summarize it all up, okay, so Jews, it's proven, you're not denying it, they were living sometime in the past in Israel. Let's say that we acknowledge...
Are you saying that the Jews today are the same Jews before the Roman Empire kicked them out? They're not.
I mean, you cannot be the same because there's a long period of time. People died during this time, but... Exactly. Judaism is a religion, and there are Jews that but wait. Let me finish my point. In the end of the day, there are proofs and evidence of Jews living in Israel. If we take this and we use this case as legitimacy for Jews to live in Israel. Let's say that we acknowledge the fact that there were Palestinians living in Israel, okay, and they should have from this piece of information legitimacy to have a country. Why you reject it again and again? We are willing to live peacefully. But what is Hamas doing and what are Palestinians doing? They're opposing the idea that Jews can live there.
How does someone want to live peacefully when the Palestinian Authority openly admits, and Hamas openly admits they want a two-state solution? But how do you want to live peacefully when Netanyahu brags about blocking a two-state solution? How do you want peace when Israel's charter says a Palestinian state should never exist? How do you want peace when it says from the river to the sea it should be entirety Israel?
So I will ask you back, why did the Israeli government offer independence to the Palestinians in the past and why not now? Because the Palestinians proven again and again that they're willing to murder Jews. What they did in the 7th of October is the solid proof that they do not want peace. We offered you again and again a chance to have a sovereign country and you refused it.
Can you send your YouTube channel in the comment?
I already did.
This is a long conversation. Huh?
I already did.
What you looking for? Yeah, y'all said what things?
יאללה, חלס. אחי. אני יודע, ישראל הציעה להם שטחים כל פעם מחדש. אנחנו כל פעם מחדש אמרנו להם אין בעיה. לנו יש לגיטימציה לחיות בשטחים האלה. אתם לא מכירים בלגיטימציה הזאת. כל פעם מחדש אתם שרפתם. עכשיו אתם אומרים, אוקיי, כנראה האסטרטגיה השתנתה. בואו נקבל מדינה, ואז כשאנחנו מדינה, ננסה לקחת את השארית. ועכשיו ישראל אומרים לא, אנחנו יודעים יותר טוב. כל פעם שהבאנו לכם אצבע, אתם ניסיתם לזיין אותנו כאילו. טוב, חכו שנייה. מודים, אני אשמח שתפרסמו את הערוץ שלי בקיק. אנחנו נעבור עכשיו לשדר בקיק. לא נעבור ישר, אבל תספימו את זה, כפרה עליכם, ואנחנו נמשיך שם. יש לנו את הזווית הזאת. עכשיו אני צריך את הסטרים קי. שנייה. שיט, רגע. נכנס לחשבון שלי בקיק. הנה חבר'ה, לירון פרסם את הלינק, נמשיך את הלייב מפה. Monetization, partner income, רגע. סטרימקין URL. שנייה צ'אט. לוקח כמה שניות לעבור.